What's up? What's up? This your man Big Jack, and welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, where we prove that we are stronger. I apologize, having another technical difficulty. All right, I don't know what's going on with that. All right, so welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. This is your man Big Jack. We're proving that we are stronger together. That if each one with each one, we can all. There's always something, man. Give me 1 second, fellas. Everybody out there thinking, and I apologize to you. It's just a minor technical difficulty. Working on it right now. Once I get it set, we're gonna be straight. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah. That's Hello, Gen X. How you doing out there? I appreciate it. So again, this is the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, and we are proving that we are stronger together. That if each one will just reach one, we can all grow and glow. Um, Today has been a difficult day. Even trying to get started on the show right now. Having some little minor issues, but we're working it out. And once I get it straight, we're gonna get it straight. My guest coming in today, he's ran into some weather where he's located in the country. They're having some tough weather, so he's gonna have a little time trying to get in. But I believe it's an echo going on that I'm trying to work out. So bear with me as I try to figure out where this echo is coming from. But Gen X, hey brother, I appreciate you being here, and we're gonna work this out. It's a thing that doesn't kill you, only make you stronger. And I'm going to stop this right now. So it's not going to let me. I'm not going to let it beat me. I'm going to definitely get it. So you know how that go. So we was looking at to take your time. You be here. I appreciate it, man. I really need that support. So like I say, my guest, and he'll be here, but he was running into some excuse me, some weather issues, and he told you be safe. So safety is always first. That's the one thing that I've noticed about when you having a live show and you trying to bring guests on and things like that, that you're going to have a plan B and sometimes a plan C, because things are going to come up. Things are going to come up, and then when those things do come up, how are you going to handle it? That's the whole thing right there. Is how are you going to handle the situation when it comes up? You know, the thing is, before I started bringing guests on, I was already getting on here. I was already going live by myself. So it's not like I don't know how to do it. It's not like I haven't done it before. And it's always good to have people come in and that's going to support and be there with you when you're going through your situation. So again, Gen X, I appreciate you being here. It's showing that we are stronger together. That if each one just reach one, we all can grow and glow. So one thing that was brought up to me, and I said I wanted to talk about it, was what does it mean to sharpen one another? So I know we call the show the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, but it's like, what does it mean, the iron sharpening iron? What does that really pertain to? What does it mean to say you're sharpening someone else's iron? So I got some a couple of tips or whatever to say. This is what I believe. If you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to sharpen either my brother's iron or my sister's iron, and I'm going to sharpen their iron. I'm going to make them stronger. So the first step is just to show genuine care for people. So that's right off the bat. You have to really care for people. When you're coming in here, you're getting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, uh, TikTok, and any of the other streaming platforms, and you're being a content creator and you're putting things out. Especially when you're talking about hosting shows and things like that, you have to really care about the people that you're trying to reach, your audience. Who are those people? So right now, blessed to be Crochet. How you doing? And welcome. And what I'm just talking about right now, because my guest I mentioned is running a little bit behind. So without that, I told him safety is first. He got to take care of himself. The weather is out in the mid, or not the mid, but on the east coast of the United States, we're getting a little bad weather. But caring about people is the first step of saying you're iron sharpening iron. I have to care. I have to care enough that I'm going to bring something to you that's going to make you stronger. And I'm hoping that you're going to bring something to me that's going to make me stronger. And because I care that I want you to get better, then, and you're caring that you want me to get better, we're going to make each other better. And that's part of iron sharpening iron. The other part is to provide clear expectations. What are you looking for? What are you looking for from me? What do you want me to provide for you? And then it's the same thing of what am I looking from you? Once you set that deal up, because again, we're going to have to come in with like minds, even though we might not have the same skills, but our mindset needs to be same or similar to the point that I'm clear on what I want from you and you're clear on what you want from me. And that's going to make us both stronger when not so much clash. And I use the term clash because you're taking a piece of steel and a piece of steel in the iron sharpening iron. But at the same time, when you clash those two together, you're looking for some type of a reaction that's going to make me stronger. So I want you to come at me with the force, and I want you, like I say, I don't want you to be soft. You can't be soft. I need you to come at me with something that's going to make me stronger. That's going to make me tougher when it's all said and done. Hey, Snapback, how you doing? So when you're saying what is iron sharpening iron? What does that mean? It has to have a meaning. So everyone has their different names in here. I see Gen X is here. I see Snapback is here. I see Blessed to Crochet is in here. And it's like, what does your name mean? And part of that meaning is what you want me to bring. What do you want me to give to you, or you giving to me? And that's what I'm expecting. So I'm saying, okay, what am I expecting? And what's my expectation of you? And what's your expectations of me? It's like, all right, you big Jack story time. So I'm looking for maybe some stories. I'm looking for a time of where you're going to take me down memory lane or take me down a road or give me something that's going to help me get better. So, and that's where I'm like, okay, help me get better. Help me get stronger. So, and that's what you're looking for in that clear expectation of the other person. So just to give y'all a heads up right now, my guest is running a little behind because of the weather. He's down in the Virginia area of the East Coast, and because of weather, he's running late. So I'm just giving you a little bit ahead. But something that was asked to me the other day, and I'm trying to get that a point across, is what does iron sharpening iron mean? And that's what I was working on today. Of what does it mean? So when you have clear expectations of the person that you're working with or talking to, and again, you're not going to have a soft piece of iron go against a hard piece of iron and expect that you're going to get sharp. So you have to come at me hard. But then there's a way to do that. So the other part to that is engage in regular, honest conversation. So I need you to be honest with me on what you need. I need you to be honest with me. So when you're talking about someone working with you and you working with somebody, as far as iron sharpening iron, it's like, I need you to be honest. I need you to be honest with yourself first, and then you can be honest with me on what's going on. And once you get that part, that honesty out there, then we both can work together to make each other stronger. So that's the thing. So first we said we need genuine care for people. I just need you to care about what I need. I need you to care about me as I care about you. And then once we get past that, is I need you to provide, clear expectations. What are you looking for? What are you looking for from me? And then the other part is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself when you step in here. That I came in here for, yeah, and here's the part. Some of us will come in and we'll support each other just to get watch hours or just to get views, just to get likes. But it shouldn't be about that. It shouldn't be about, I'm just in here so I can get some watch hours. I'm just in here to get some likes. I'm just in here. I'm here because I want to get something out of this show. The Iron Sharpening Iron show and the different guests I bring on, all of them are bringing something that if you really listen and pay attention, you learn something when it's all said and done. No one has come in here and we were just in here laughing and joking and didn't bring anything to the table. We're looking to give you something that's going to provide you with some substance that you can take into next week and next month, next year. That's what it's all about. But you have to be, one, honest with yourself, and then be honest with me. If you see that this is not that feed, and I'm not gonna say honest is like, oh, I'm just not coming back. Be honest. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat, talk to me on the side and say, hey, check it out. If you came this direction or what you're doing right now is not vibing, and it's because sometimes you don't think that you're fake or being fake, but sometimes you come out fake, and that's what we don't want, or that's not what I want. That's not even how I'm trying to come across. So I want to recognize the people that's out there right now. I see Walter Jernigan in there. How you doing? I see Edward Johnson, Captain Johnson. How you doing? Blessed Crochet. Hey, hello. On the other side of 50. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Sharon Jackson. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. What happened is we do have a guest scheduled for today. There's some weather on the East Coast where he is, and he's running a little bit behind, but he'll be here. But what I decided to do, because I was asked a question about what is what does iron sharpening iron mean? Is it just a name? Is it just a scripture? Or does it have a meaning for you? And that's what I was trying to explain today while I have a chance. Snapback is in here. Thank you, Snapback. Gen X Effect, thank you for being here. And I'm truly grateful to have you here. And it was funny because I said my guest wasn't here, and definitely will be here. But at the same time, it's like you was doing shows before you had guests. So what are you going to do if the guests don't show? Well, you keep on. The show going to go on. The show is going to go on. So that's what's going to happen. And then you run into little other things, but you have to keep going. And then the other thing is engage in regular, honest conversation. And we talked about that, being honest. And then praise in public, correct in private. Listen to that. Praise in public and correct in private. So if me and you are working together and we're trying to make each other stronger, we're trying to make each other better, and I'm going to work with you and you're going to work with me. When I see that you're doing a great job, I'm going to let you know up front so everybody can see how well you're doing. If I see you not doing something or something that needs to be corrected, I'm going to take you to the side and correct you. I'm not going to put you out there on Front Street. I'm not going to put your business out in the street and things like that. I want you to know, but I want you to know at the same way and the same time that I can pull you to the side and say, hey, check it out, man. Or check it out, my friend, my buddy, that ain't working. Because I want you to know that there's a problem and I want you to correct it. But I'm not going to put you out there on Front Street and have you out there hanging, because that's only going to make you bitter. It's not going to make you stronger. It's going to make you angry. It's going to make you frustrated. It's going to cause more friction, and it's not the good friction. See, the thing with iron and sharpening iron, you got to have good friction. The blades can't be going against each other in a way, yes, to make each other stronger. But if we're going at each other and it's causing the friction, all we're going to do is make each other dull. We're not going to make each other stronger. We're not going to make each other sharper. We're going to make each other dull, and it's going to have kinks and all kinds of other stuff in it, because of the fact that now you're bitter at me. You're not going to listen to me. I'm not, and now we got issues. Now we got problems. Well, we didn't have problems at first. We didn't have those things. So praise in public and correct in private. Take it to the side. See, now that's the problem when we got these, we have virtual friends. We got virtual relationships, and it is hard to trust people. It's really, really hard to trust people. I don't want to give them my number. I don't want to give them my email because of the fact that I don't know them like that. But if you know them enough to correct them, then we should have some type of communication like that, that I can take you to the side or take this thing offline, or like I say, let me text you or let me email you. That's why some of the other programs are pretty good, because it does have like Messenger and things like that, which we don't have so much in the YouTube world. But if you're on the other platforms, you can actually message somebody private, and that's one thing I like about the StreamYard program, because it does have a private chat. We can actually have a full meeting face to face in sense, and have a conversation without being in the public, because it's important to praise in the public, but to correct in the private, in private, to the point that we're not on the screen. And then it says discover and develop people's strengths and passions. So let me know what your strength, or let me help you find your strength. A lot of people won't go live because they're afraid to put themselves out there. They just don't want to be in front of the camera. They constantly uh, they constantly come out and say different things, and come up and definitely will come at you and and say different things, but it's like I don't fully understand my strength. I don't fully understand what I bring to the table. And it's good to have somebody that's going to point those things out to you, that you're like, okay, I can come to the table, and and this is what you got. Like, you're a really good public speaker. You're a really good, you're a really good singer, or you have an art or a talent, and a lot of times you hold yourself back because you're sometimes your worst critic. And I know I am 100%. I know I'm one of my worst critics. I would definitely downplay whatever I'm doing, and it's like, man, you just don't sometimes realize how good you are. So I'm gonna stop for a second and start trying to read some of these chats that's going on. So WC is here, and how you doing? He say, hey, Big Jack. This is your friend and brother, WC, how to support the channel, and I appreciate that. We are here to help one another or each other. Blessed to crochet. Thank you. Okay, good point. WC is saying that. And then at the bottom, been struggling in the past couple of weeks. My aunt is passing. Oh, so sorry to hear that, of cancer. Connect is so important. And the thing is, we definitely so hard. Sorry to hear about your aunt and dealing with it, the cancer and her illness and all. But it's one of those things where that's another part of us knowing each other's strengths, because there's channels out here where people have dealt with that, and having these type of communities allow us to visit those places that might give us the comfort or the strength we need to keep moving on, and to even to deal with some of our issues. We had that last week. We were talking about the stress and all of those things, and not last week, but the last episode. And I was like, yeah, that is definitely important to hit that note, or know that there's some stresses are out there, and then we got people that are out here to help us, and it can help us get through these situations. So that's part of the iron sharpening iron. It's not about me, and it's not like I try to look at it like that for sure. That is not my show. This is not my show. This is the time that I've put on YouTube, and this is the time I put on Facebook and Instagram and all the other places that we can stream to. But it's for everyone. That's why I have an open invitation to try to get more different guests on here, because I believe everyone has something to bring to the table, and find out what's going on. So, but I see Walter Jernigan's out there. Hey, Walt, you got the code. If you want to come on in, and we can talk, just so we can go, side by side. The guest is on his way, so it's coming, but it's just going to take him some time, and I understand. But if you got your code, you can come on in. But those are some of the things that was on my heart and on my mind about the iron sharpening iron. The other one is building a genuine relationship, and that's what we was going back to. That trust in each other, that I'm not out to get you. I'm not in a competition with you. I'm here to help you. I know yesterday we were struggling and battling trying to teach StreamYard, and it wasn't really a struggle. It was just the fact that we were trying to do some things that we don't even know if it does. We don't know if StreamYard even allow you to do it. And because of that, it was causing us to we was all over the place. It was hard to hear. It was hard, but I learned some things. I really did learn some things in that process, and I was like, wow, okay, my time, how you doing? And thank you, my time, for being here. He was saying, hey, you can show your screen and this and that. So even though I was trying to teach or show somebody, I was being taught at the same time. I was growing at the same time. So that's what it's all about. But that's having a genuine relationship and building a genuine relationship. That's part of the whole process of let me learn from you as you learn from me. That's the iron sharpening iron. That's what it's all about. I want to learn from you. I want to grow. I want to get something out of this deal. I want to get something out of this that when it's all said and done, when it's all said and done and the smoke is clear, you are stronger and I am stronger, and we're gonna both be better. When I came on here, and it was like I say, mid the second week of October, when I got here and got on YouTube and this and that, it wasn't about. I didn't even know that much about being monetized and all of that. All I knew was that you get on here, you post some videos, and people either like them or they don't like them. They subscribe, they don't subscribe. I was very, I would say ignorant in that part on how the whole process worked. And then you start learning. But then I looked in the communities and the people that was out here, there was some genuine people trying to help one another. And a lot of relationships were built from that, where you had a trust and you started going to that person and was sitting there like a little kid. Even though I'm over 50 years old, I'm sitting at the feet of some people just listening and in awe of all the stuff that can happen and all the things that you can do. Genuine relationships were being built because I was trying to learn. I wanted to be better. I wanted to learn how to do different things that was going to make me stronger and make my channel grow. I told y'all a lot of times I came in here with like 3 or 4 channels because I was doing so many other things. I was like, man, and then it was pointed out to me, you don't need all those channels. You can put all of that in one channel and still be who you are, because you can still have all those functions and all those things that you like to do, but at the same time, you don't have to be all bogged up into 1 or 4 or 5 different channels, because it's really hard to manage 4 and 5 different channels. It is hard. I mean, and I know some people that do it, but it's really, really hard to bounce around like that and give all of those channels the same attention that they need, because you're going to lack. You're going to, as the scriptures would tell us clearly, you can't serve 2 masters. So let's look at it like that. One channel is going to suffer while the other channel is growing, because you're trying to juggle both of them, and you're not going to be able to give both of them the proper attention. And then now that's add a third and a fourth, they're not getting the proper attention. So then like, well, I don't know why that channel's not growing. It's not growing because you're not giving it the attention that it needs. I think we learned that when Walter Jernigan was on, and he was talking about the fire hose and how they hooked the hose up to one hydrant, and then they tapping off, and all the 4 different units trying to use that one hose. But he was saying that downstream, they're not getting the same water as the people closest to the hydrant. So let's look at your channels like that. If you got 3 and 4 channels, channel 3 and channel 4, they're not going to get the same pressure, the same water pressure as the channel 1 and 2. So now let's just move it back and let's get 1 channel, maybe 2 channels, and let the full force of that water come out and take care of it. So I know we're using, but see, that's where I'm saying the different people we've had on the show have already provided different life lessons for us, that if we were listening to what they were saying, then we can actually grow. We can actually grow and glow, because all of that means something. All of it means something. It's not just people talking. It's not just putting people on the show to host a time. It should have a meaning. It should have a purpose. It should have some substance. Just imagine, and all of you out there that cook, just imagine you just put food on the plate. Is that the same as you cooking dinner? Well, I put food on the plate, but is that the same as you cooking dinner? See, that's the difference. So what I'm doing, I don't want to just put stuff on a plate. I want you to have dinner when you come in here. I want you to walk off and say, I'm full, and go sit down in your chair or whatever, and like, I'm done. I'm really good. So that's to me is the difference right there. Some I'm looking at what Bless the Crochet said. I put it up on the screen for you. So thank you for posting that. But it says, I found some of my best friends on YouTube, and one of them is like a sister to me. I've raised a child with autism. She's raising, and we can be there for each other. And that's what it's about. That really is what it's about. Finding genuine relationships and working together to make each other stronger. I mean, 100%. And I see Anthony my time saying, say it again, Big Jack, say it loud. Yeah, because it is true. I mean, those some of that is real fact. And these are the things that I'm learning and I have learned. You know, I truly thank you for the people that's here and supporting. I look forward to seeing y'all on Wednesdays. I look forward to seeing you on Sundays. And I'm super grateful for you being here. Now, this I do got someone, let me say, hold 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a commercial on you real quick, and then when we come back, we'll talk some more. So give me 1 second. Don't go away, and let's drop this commercial, and then I'll be right back. Thank you. All right, all right. This is Big Jackie's back, and guess what? You do seen it. You seen that ad right there. On this Saturday, we're having We Be Jamming live, and we got a show for you. I hope you all can tune in and check it out. It's going to be amazing. Some work has definitely went in, and I'm looking forward to it. Right now, I got one backstage. Still waiting on my scheduled guest, but we'll see what we got going on. What's up, my man? Walt, how you doing?
Big Jack, how you doing, sir? Can you hear
What's
me
up,
okay?
bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm well. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine. Thank you for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron show.
Hey, life,
Hey,
sometimes life be
hey,
life,
wait,
right?
what the question was asked to me? What is your plan B? It said you got to have a plan B.
Man,
You got to have a plan C.
hey,
But
look,
you
better.
know what? You get a call and say, "Hey, I'm not going." So this is one of those lessons that I learned with the just anytime you have you're doing a show and you got guests that's going to come in
Mm-hmm.
because life happens,
Life
things
happens.
happen,
All
and for me, it's like, "Hey, wait a minute, you're supposed to be on the show." No, you know, you got to take care of your house, you got to take care of your family. You know,
amen.
you're dealing, especially when you know the weather and things like that. It changes plans.
But
So and that's how it works sometimes.
let me say, man, I know you kind of talked your way out of it, but I haven't seen you sweat, and at no time was the champ in trouble. So
Oh, well, I
you
appreciate that. I
know,
appreciate it.
yeah, you still giving out good information, man. So what's going on? How you doing, sir?
Oh man, going well, going well. Like I said, it was a question that was asked last week about what does iron sharpening iron mean,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was more, that wasn't the topic for the day, but at the same time, it became the topic of the day because it's purpose. It was needed because the question was out there. So,
But like for me, I'm I'm retired, right? And but in my profession, we had a lot of type A personalities.
mm,
And in that group of personalities, you had type A plus, you know what I
mm,
mean? So we live in a society, in my opinion, this is just my humble opinion. So, but we live in a society, especially since COVID, where we aren't really challenged the way we used to be challenged. I
mm,
mean, even if you're working from home, if you're working from home, you're not fighting traffic every day. You're not having to negotiate parking. You're not having to negotiate conversations. You sitting there talking to the dog, the cat, the TV, and the things that you say make sense. No one's challenging your ideas.
mm,
So I think since all of those things are not good, I just think that if you have an idea, if you have a belief, um, it should be challenged.
mm,
And it doesn't have to be disrespectfully challenged, but until you challenge it, you don't really know how pure, exact, correct it is. iron sharpening iron is a perfect name for that process, because again, you got to have this back and forth. It's kind of like being in a relationship or a marriage. You know what I
Right.
mean? Especially in a marriage, man. I mean, you got to have these conversations, and it's give and take. And and when your truth is good, but the only way you can really have the whole truth is to have transparency and put it in proper perspective.
100%.
And
Yeah, I
a
mean,
lot of people don't get that. So anything less than that, in my opinion, is deception.
right.
Because if I give you transparency, if I tell you exactly what's going on, and if I'm not going to be at least, and I'm truthful about my intentions, and I tell you these things, then you tend to trust me because
Right.
I've been forthcoming. So in a conversation, I try to answer the questions and give you the answers that you're in search of before you have to ask them. Because once you have to ask, like talking to your kids,
Mm.
once you have to ask them 1,000 questions, they're not telling the truth. I mean,
Right.
that they're not being forthcoming. And again, man, iron sharpening iron, in my opinion, bro, that's perfect for you, because that's the way you and I have always dealt as men, and as young men, and as grown men, as
Right.
men.
Right.
So that's a good thing, man. So, and sometimes you're gonna rub people the wrong way, but the reality is, if you are honest and sincere about your intentions, people may not agree with you, but eventually they will understand, and they will respect you for being honest with them.
No,
Yeah.
and I,
Right.
I I truly believe it. I look at it like this. Well, I look at it like a person that shadow boxes. You know,
There
you,
you go.
you're
There
a
you go.
shadow boxer. You've
There
been
you go.
shadow up, but I don't know if you better step in that ring, man. I don't know if you
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
ring,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
man.
and that's the thing. Sometimes when you get a real friend, and
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like a marriage or relationship or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, you want them to be straight up and honest with you. I need you to come straight to me. I
Yeah.
don't need you to beat around the bush. I don't need you to speak to me in parables and try to save my feelings, because my feelings are going to get hurt once I get out there and think I'm at a place I'm really not at right
But
now.
think of it like this. We all have or have had jobs. And the one thing that I've always never had any patience for, was the meeting after the meeting, and the
Oh
meeting
man,
before the
that's
meeting,
my pet
right?
peeve right
There
there.
you go. So all
Yeah.
right. So the reality is this: you say things. Your job, your boss, your supervisor, your director, whomever is the Monday staff meeting, and he or she saying something. Now, you have opinions about it. If you don't voice your opinions, right, that person is going to leave the room thinking that everybody's on board because they didn't get any opinions. Now, some of that is because they don't welcome these opinions. So some people aren't really strong-willed to voice their opinions when it's not quote unquote asked for. But the part I lose respect, the people I lose, I'm not gonna say that. I lose respect for. I'm saying these things that I know everyone is thinking, right? I mean, everybody sees the elephant in the room, and the elephant is taking the crap,
Mm.
excuse my expression, over in the corner. I'm like the only one that sees this, right? So I say something, and then no one else says anything, and of course you come out of the room, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, Walt, man, I agree, man. Well, why didn't you say anything?"
Mhm.
Because, and then the person that's your supervisor, your boss, your director is saying, "Well, you seem to be the only one that has a problem with it." No, I'm the only one that told you.
Right, right,
And I
right.
told you out of respect. But
Mm.
here's the problem: you end up discussing the same situation next week, next month, because the people who didn't say anything are basically sabotaging the program.
Right,
You
right.
think you have solutions, but you really don't.
Mhm.
Now, fortunately for me, in my line of work, you know, you don't do what you're supposed to do, people die.
Oh wow.
And
Mm.
I'm retired, of course,
Right,
but
right, right.
so the my two, and I had this conversation the other day. My two hobbies in my former career, I was a firefighter, I ride a motorcycle, and golf.
Mm.
So if you don't stay present in those things, you're going to get instant feedback exactly where you are.
Right,
Motorcycle, the fire department is going to kill you. Golf is just going to break your heart.
right.
Even raising kids. if you don't have honest, sincere conversations, at least if you can't be honest about your intentions. So, hey, man, I know it's frustrating on your end. I tell you this offline all the time, bro. I admire you because it's a thankless job.
Mm,
And then in the world of the internet, you don't have those heart-to-heart conversations, and you don't get that real feedback. And then if you don't think enough of me to tell me that in person, to give me your criticism in person, then it comes off as negative if you
right,
put it out to the universe.
right,
It's kind of like, for lack of a better word, and I'm not going to HR on this one. If you see a lady and her slip is hanging, it could be an uncomfortable conversation, but you don't have to holler down the street, "Hey, miss, your slip is hanging." You can walk up to the young lady and say, "Hey, ma'am, your slip is hanging."
yeah,
And at that point, she might say, "Oh my God," but then she'd also say, "Thank you." But think about how many people, or the person that walks out the bathroom with a piece of toilet paper on their shoe,
mm.
that walks down the street. Think about how
And
many
nobody say nothing to him. Yeah,
nobody says anything, but they
right,
all
right,
sit there and laugh at them. So, hey, man, in this internet age, man, it's a different period that we're in. It's a different group of people that are coming up, and you have people who are coming up and making money on this internet thing, who never really experienced, being at the playground, getting run off the basketball court by the old guys, or the pool hall, you know.
right, yeah, right,
Yeah. And then next thing you know, man, it's like, oh, playing football. When you play football, I mean, the suicide drills and all that kind of stuff. The rising tide floats all boats, but the cream is going to rise eventually. Everybody's going to
right.
find their pecking order.
No,
And,
yeah,
and a
and
lot of
that's the
people take,
thing,
take offense to that, man.
we like to say, I try to get across, and it's not,
Mm.
this show is not trying to, again, it's like I'm not in a competition with you.
Right, right,
The iron sharpening iron is that we both going to get better. I'm going to get
right.
stronger. You
Absolutely.
coming on here is a blessing to me, and I thank you for stopping through and being
I
here,
appreciate
because that only one show that you support, and then and to be in the position to even come on here, and like I say, when things that go south, and this is a lesson for everybody, because everything that you try to do, or whatever, is it's not going to always go the way you had it planned.
not at
So
all.
Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody have a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So until, you got a plan, but
Yeah.
then when you get punched in the mouth, what you going to do? And
So,
so when
but
this they started, well, it's been in the books for months, but at the same time, when you get a call, it's like, hey, something's going on. It's like, oh
yeah,
man, okay, you got to handle your business. I
yeah.
can't come at you and say, well, you're ruining my show. No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
man.
You're
But
not.
it's really not,
You're not.
because again, this right here, this interaction, and I'm sure someone else will jump in. Hey, man, this is what it's about. But when you said earlier about the shadow boxer, right?
Mm,
So we always had a joke at the gym about, the guy who can hit the bag, hit the mitts, and he's all into it, right? But like Mike Tyson say, till you get punched in the nose or the mouth.
mm,
But then the guy gets punched in the nose, his eyes start watering, all those jabs go to that old windmill, straight
oh
to the
yeah,
windmill, right?
one hundred
It
percent.
doesn't look so impressive anymore.
Look,
And
that's a
and like anything else in life, once you get over the initial shock that, oh man, this guy just punched me. I just got punched, gut punched, fired, especially in the day's time, fired, terminated, laid
mm,
off, whatever the case is. Once you get past that, man, you realize that life goes on and you still got to make it happen. You still have a responsibility to yourself, to your family, to your community, to make things happen and do the right thing for the right reason. And sitting there feeling sorry for yourself uh, uh, is not going to help you. And that's where the phrase amor fati comes in.
mm,
My fate is my fate. I love my fate.
right.
And once you accept that, man, you're on your way. And until
And that's the thing,
you will be
that
spinning
100.
your wheels. You will
Yeah.
be spinning your wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me check some people down here. I see again, Blessed Crochet is here. Lyrics by Nithya is here. Hello, Lyrics. How you doing? Inner Beauty Blessing Lifestyle is here. Thank you. Allison Mapp. Hello, hello. How you doing? And thank you for being in here. Gen X Effect is here. On the other side of 50 is here. And I thank you for being here. We keep going up. I know Sharon Jackson was in here. I see Snapback Trishana is in here. Hello, Snapback. Going up and still going up the list to see if we can find. So I think that's so far. Anthony My Time is in here, and Gen X. I think I said you already, but WC is still in here. So hey, WC. So well, again, I thank you for coming in, and I know we this wasn't scheduled. You definitely wasn't scheduled, but
Amen.
you don't have to be scheduled. Like I tell all my former guests that they're Hall of Famers. So anytime a Hall of Famer want to show up, they
Hall of
just come
Fame.
on
I
in.
like
So
it.
yeah, so
Hey,
you're in that Hall of Fame status, and you're more than welcome anytime you can come by and stop in, and again we were talking about the iron sharpening iron,
yeah,
and part of that is me trying to help you be stronger, and at the same time you helping me be stronger. The support that we give one another, that's a form of iron sharpening iron,
yes,
because the thing is you're coming to me and you're watching, and that's why we, even when you was talking about the meeting after the meeting, when you're in the meeting, it's important that you share information with the people. Like I say, if
yep,
I'm up here and I'm doing this show and it's not, if it's I'm missing something, or you're missing this, you're missing that, it's important that you point that out. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat, talk to me, even when you're on the stage, to say, hey, this is what I noticed. Again, if you're going to criticize to a point, then let's do it off the stage or whatever. But and I'm not saying this come up here, because
oh yeah,
let me
yeah,
tell
yeah,
you,
yeah.
when I was ministering and when I was pastoring,
Mm-hmm.
and it was I would say funny, but when I was pastoring and the message was over, everybody come up to you and say, well, that was a great message. That was a great message. And then the meeting after the meeting, I don't know what pastor was on. He was that was
Amen.
terrible. Like he was skipping. Like, wait a minute, don't come up to me and pat my back. And then when you get down the corner, you want to tell me or say something I did wrong. It's like, it's tell me straight. You know,
So I'm gonna give you this one, and again, this is just probably how my brain works. And we had a conversation. I want to say when the heavy hitters were on,
mm,
and for that particular show, maybe one show before that, me looking at the screen. Now I'm right-handed. Me looking at the screen, it was opposite. It was
right.
you on the right side, the heavy hitters on the left side. And I just asked you. I said, "Hey man, I mean, no big deal, and maybe it's just my brain and the way my brain works, but it seems like you being on my left, because we are taught to read left to right, right? It's just more. It seems like I can focus more on you and what you have going on. And like I
Mm,
said, probably just my brain. And you said, yeah, man, I didn't think about that, because of course you can't see yourself because
right.
that's what you're doing, right?
Right.
But you changed that. Now I would be interested in seeing how many people thought that and didn't say anything.
Say anything. Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily in the comments, but with a DM, private message, whatever. And then the other thing is this, man, and one of my favorite quotes in life is by a guy named Og Mandino. He wrote a book called The World's Greatest Salesman, and he's written other books as well. But his quote is, "Nothing is so easy as to deceive oneself, since what we wish is always easy to believe. No one in my life has deceived me as much as I have." So sometimes what happens is we know what we should and should not do, but sometimes we take the path of least resistance, right? So we kind of we want these things to be true. We kind of talk ourselves into believing these things are true. And back to iron sharpening iron, until you put your sword up against another piece of iron, you really don't know what you have.
No.
But a lot of people in life, for whatever reason, maybe it's just their comfort zone, they may have a sword and they like to put it on a noodle, and they figure it's good.
It's
It's
good.
kind of like me in being what did you call it? A VIP? No, you didn't say VIP. You said
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a Hall of Famer until a real Hall of Famer shows up.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean? And I
Yeah.
understand that. I know that. I mean, right? Hey, man. So I never ever, somebody's got to play tambourine, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to block. Everybody can't score.
Right.
So
Right.
and the thing is, if you back to my profession, everybody has a position to play, and if you play your position, then that's what people are depending on you to do. So hey man, keep pushing. You know, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. The reality is those who love, respect, and like you, no explanation is necessary. And for people who don't, no explanation is going to be acceptable. And that's
Yeah,
just life.
and then that's 100%.
That's
And
just life in general.
the big thing right there is you being honest with yourself. You
Yeah,
know,
you got to be
you
honest.
got to be honest with yourself. The what was it? Michael Jackson said, "The man in the mirror."
And the
You
first
know,
thing you do, and I start off with all the time, is when things go, even if it's traffic, I'm like, what did I do to play a part in this? You know, what was it? What? Because I don't want to change people. That's what I don't want to do. I don't want to change people. Sometimes it's easier to change the version of you that allows people to treat you the way they're treating you. And something, and you got to look in the mirror for that, man. So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, Sharon Jackson said that's why there's no I in team. You know,
yeah,
look, they used to tell me that when I played. They always say, "But there's a me. Look at
yeah,
me."
yeah.
But that's the wrong
Hey,
attitude,
man,
right?
but you
That's
know, like, and I guess every quarterback and every running back finds that out. Not every, but the ones who don't understand that find that out the hard way.
oh no,
Because when
and that's
somebody says, "Here's the thing, man," my old man used to tell me, "Hey, man, the moment you have to tell someone that you are in charge, you have lost control.
100%.
Lost control."
If you got to
Because
bang on the table and say I'm the man,
yeah,
I'm the
I'm the
king,
man,
I'm
I'm
the
the boss.
this,
Hey, bro,
you're not.
and
Yeah,
you're
you
done.
lost it. Yeah,
You already lost it. And the
right.
thing is, man, some of your strongest leaders, man, some of your strongest people, some of the man, let's go back to the neighborhood. Some of the toughest guys I know have been the most respectful, the most humble, and unassuming guys I know. You know, because they are comfortable with who they are.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like the book The Millionaire Next Door.
Mm.
Some of your richest folks in this country, you wouldn't even know how
Right.
wealthy they are because they don't live their lives excessively, you know?
No, and that is 100% true. You don't
Yeah.
have to flash it. You don't have to flash it. And the thing is, once you get comfortable with what you're doing and who you are,
Yeah.
like I say, when you get comfortable with who you are,
Yeah.
and as the Bible say, you know, love others as you love yourself. So the first
Yeah.
part of all that, you have to love yourself. So
Yeah.
you can't love others as
Yeah.
you love yourself if you don't
Yeah.
love yourself. So because I love
Yeah.
myself, I'm comfortable where I am. Then it's just, to me, this is fun. So again,
How
when it
about that?
doesn't go the way that it might have been planned, it
Right.
doesn't change anything because this is still what I like to do. I'm still on here. I'm still where
But
I want to be, doing what I want to do, and it's working. It's working for me.
this is what I see, you know, and like I said, man, I've had the privilege of knowing you since I was 14 years old, and you
Mm.
were 8, 9.
Yeah.
So the thing that gets me is this, man. It's like you said, you got to be comfortable with who you are. But when you have the ability, when you own something, have the ability to do something, whether it's football, sing, you know, whether it's, you know, you got the ladies, young ladies drop dead gorgeous, or the guys super handsome, or they have the ability to do this thing or whatever. And that thing that you do defines you. You allow that thing that you do to define you as a person.
Mm.
You have put conditions on your life
Right.
that once you can't meet those conditions, you are no longer that person.
Mm.
And those people usually fall harder than anyone else.
Right.
It's like riding around in a Bugatti,
Mm.
a Bentley, a nice car. You know, I mean, hey, we all like nice things, nice clothes, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? But if you can't be who you are without that, if those things define you, the fact that you are a firefighter, police officer, military officer, whatever a grunt in the military, whatever your position in life is, that's what you do, but that's not who you are. If
Right.
you make that who you are, you will not be able to sustain that throughout a lifetime.
Mm.
And once you can't do those things, or once you look for happiness outside of who you are, you'll never be happy. I mean, because you'll be chasing. It's like a dog chasing his tail. You're
Right.
chasing these conditions. You know, you're chasing these conditions. It's like the difference between loving something or someone and liking something or someone.
Right.
We love people. We like people because because of this thing that they can do for us. But we love people in spite of what they
Mm.
do to or for us.
Now,
That's where love comes in, man.
it's funny because in a relationship, I flip that sometimes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being cool because I always ask the person, because I was like, "Do you love your wife?" Yes, I love my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, "Do you like your wife?"
There it is.
Yeah. So it's not that I love her. I love her because
Oh,
I love her. Da da da. But then I say, "Do you like her?" Like,
bro,
would you take her out to see your other friends? Would you take her
bro,
around this and that? Do you like her? Would you hang out with her? Not that I love her. I love her. I love her with all my heart. But do you like her?
man.
And
Let me tell you something. When guys, I'm 28 years married, man. But when I talk to guys and old ladies, and they're talking about getting married, and then what's your advice? Yada yada yada. So I give them. I got a funny one, and I tell them first. I tell them, look, in marriage, especially as a man, you got to get the last word.
right.
And the last word is yes, dear.
Yeah.
but,
Hey, Ward,
but
I got another guest back there, so
my man,
I'm
there
gonna
you
pull
go.
you off the stage, and I'm gonna put him on. And I appreciate you stopping in. Definitely come in for the after show because
Hey
we're
man,
almost at
so
that
let me say
time
this
anyway.
real quick, and you
Yeah.
gotta say, like you said, man, you gotta understand, or people have to understand, it's all within, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's not. Life is easy. I mean, life is simple, but it ain't easy.
I got 100%.
Very simple, but
Hey,
not. Hey, bro, love you,
so
man. Have a good
no,
one.
no, hang around. I mean, I'm gonna pull you off the stage, but hang around. We're gonna do
Okay,
another quick commercial. Same, well, not the same, but it's gonna be the same. And
okay,
then we're gonna come back. And so thanks, Walt. I'll talk to you
you
in a
got it.
minute.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. This is again your man Big Jack, and I am here. I do have my a guest with me. We're gonna pull him up on the stage. What's up, Q Barnes? How you doing, sir?
William Big
Go ahead,
Jack.
man. Man, call me by my government name. Watch out now. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. What about yourself?
It's all good. It's all good. Did you take care of everything you had to take care of?
Yeah, I did. I did. Down here in Virginia, I think we're up to 8 inches of snow
Oh wow. Okay. All
uh
right.
coming down. And hey, the job never stops.
Oh no, man! Look. So we let me. I will break it down because we on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. The show had to go on, so I couldn't hold it back. So even without it, but I want everyone to know who this guy is right here. This guy right here is, I'm gonna say, without a doubt, my circle is real small. And you heard me say that before. It's only two people other than my wife that fits in that circle, and he is one of these two people. So yeah, him and my man Eric, who was a guest on the show, but it's just Q Barnes. So if I said, I was going to lay down my life for somebody and jump in front of that bullet or whatever, well, it might not be him, even though I had to jump in some bullets for him. But no, you good. But no, this is probably one of the closest friends I've ever had in my life, and I'm so glad that you were able to be here. And I'm sorry to the point that you couldn't be here for the full time, but I'm glad you're here. So what's up, man?
Hey, it's no problem at all. Just for everybody to know, give everybody a little bit of in context. I'm sorry, context of the relationship. And I too, this is the man that I found that I'd lay my life down for. Bill Jackson. I've loved him from the day that we first met. Despite him doing what he did to me in Lane Stadium
Oh,
when we were in the chat, I'm never gonna let you go on that, bro. He humiliated me, but but it made me a better guy.
all right, look, we're gonna tell the story. I got Walt in the back, so we'll bring Walt up because we're right there at that after show time, and we're gonna go right on in. But I'm gonna bring him up on the stage if that's all right. And you're gonna tell the story so we can all get well, I can tell it, you can tell it, don't matter. We're gonna tell it. All right, let me get Walt back on the stage.
All right.
All right,
Ooh,
Walt,
how you
man.
doing, sir?
All
Hey,
right.
what's going on, brother?
I'm looking forward to hearing this story because one thing that you and I have in common, this guy has been a bully for a long time.
Oh, yeah, we've had capers together, and but it started off with him humiliating me, and it was we at Virginia Tech, freshman year. Of course, everybody is full of testosterone, and everybody is got bravado. I'm the greatest and the best of all time, and I met this brother from Maryland. And I'm from Virginia, Maryland. I never had no issues with the brothers in up north of us, immediately
Mm-hmm.
north of us, and we had a pretty good relationship. So fast forward to spring ball. I'm first of all I'm watching him break all the records for the fullbacks and everything, and weightlifting and whatnot. And I'm saying in practice that, man, I hope I ain't gotta hit this joker today. This shit ain't for that. Because Bill was a massive, just man of man,
Yeah.
and I we used to call him on the defense the Philistine. So
Wow.
yeah, we used to call him the Philistine. So if you didn't have three, smooth river big rocks with you, man, he won't go
Because you
down.
done, huh? Oh man.
But at any rate, we the spring ball game and whatnot, and so Bill's in the backfield. I'm playing linebacker. I break, the ball's height and whatnot. So I'm keeping my eye on the backfield anyway. But I'm moving back because it's an obvious pass. So I
Right.
actually, go into my hook, hook the curl zone.
Mm-hmm.
And as my head is starting to turn on the swivel, I'm
Wow.
seeing that the quarterback has not passed the
The
full.
ball.
So that's an immediate red flag. It's going
Right.
to the screenplay.
Right.
So this joker, I mean,
I got you.
yeah, either a screenplay or what is it, Bill?
A draw, a
A
draw.
Draw. Yeah.
screen draw. So but I see the tight end is closing ground on me. So I said, well, I'm
Okay.
gonna duck under the tight end.
Uh-huh.
And make haste up there because he's going to give Bill Jackson the ball. And I
Right.
get to Bill before he gets
You get the
ahead of
ball.
steam up. Because if the Philistine playing the scrimmage is going to be an issue.
It's a problem.
So here we go. And I break in front of the tight end.
Uh-huh.
I come up there out of control. And Bill Jackson's like, guess what? Maybe with David, I know David. You're not David.
You're not David.
And today, that joker he stiff armed me, first of all, and caught me right under my chin and flipped me over backwards.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and I'm talking that was with little or no effort at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the strength in him.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing the crowd go, "Woo," as I'm flipping over.
Hey man.
He don't laughing. See, he know.
But look, if it makes you feel any better, this is how humble he is at the same time. Now I never heard this story, but this is how humble he is at the same time. He said, man, I was the top 50 in the state when I went to Virginia Tech. He said, when I got to Virginia Tech, I met the other 49.
100%. 100%.
He said, man, I didn't realize how fast, how strong, how good people really were. And hey man, we're part of Virginia. Where you from?
I'm from Suffolk, Virginia.
Okay, so
Rose area.
Hey man, you guys probably had a lot less to do than he did growing up as far as options. So I'm sure you guys probably trained and did your thing, man. My young cousin who went down to West Virginia, left DC, went down to West Virginia as a wide receiver. He said, man, he was getting outrun by linemen.
Hey, listen. But not only was Bill just a massive guy,
Yeah,
because you know speed is a
yeah,
multiple.
yeah,
So when you got girth like Bill
yeah,
had, his
yeah,
strength, I mean sheer, just one of the strongest individuals I've ever met. And
yeah.
hey, that's saying a lot because Bill, we were there with some
Oh
strong
yeah, yeah, yeah.
strong cats there. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
but Bill, Bill was just, listen. He was fast, he was strong, and I just couldn't understand, how God will put so much in just one person.
And old Big Jack, man. And then he's got this all shucks personality, right? So then he comes back, and after he takes your chin off and puts you down, flips you backwards, and embarrasses you, he checks on you. He don't brag about it. He don't walk around like a peacock, primping. He ain't dancing over top of you. He's like, hey, man, you good, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm not good, man. I'm not good right now.
in
Yeah.
Right.
fact, he would tell you, "All right, I'm coming. I'm supposed to cut on this. I'm coming to cut on this one." So
Mm-mm-mm.
he give you the heads up, and because they they were cut masters. They were when when when
Like a Ginsu knife, buddy.
Yeah, man.
when a Virginia Tech back came out to cut you, bro, you were cut.
You were
You were
cut.
cut. You were
You were
cut.
cut.
You were cut.
And
Wasn't
for
no doubt about it.
those who don't understand what cut mean, we're not gangsters. It just means that I can now hit him in the legs.
Yeah,
That's how I can block him and take his knees
yeah.
out. So for all those who are trying to figure out what he mean by cut, meaning I can come out instead of blocking them high, I can go below the
Leg out
waist
from
and take
under.
out their legs. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, well, if I was coming to get you, I got you. I got them
Oh,
legs.
yeah. So you got Bill Jackson, you got Von Hebert, you got all these guys coming, man, and you don't know whether to go high, whether to go low, man, because
I
they got,
just want to hurt.
man, it was just gonna be a collision. And
Yeah.
thankful
But
by the time we got into the until we got by the time we got into the upper part of our career,
Mm-hmm.
we were able to say, hey, I don't, Bill didn't want to be Bill every day. Some days come out there and he tell you, hey, Q, I'm coming to cut you. So, stop.
it's not. That's
Man,
right.
his father was like my OG.
Uh-huh.
So when I met him, he was, I want to say 8, 9. I'm 14. I'm at the local rec center, and I'm shooting pool, and I'm running the table. Right, nobody can stay on the table with me. I had a pretty good pool game. So it's his turn. I get him off of the pool table, and he says to me he wants to play his friend. But I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay, so you want to play your friend, you got to win.
Right.
So he leaves. Shortly thereafter, his father, who ended up being one of my best friends in my life, comes to me and says, who's like 10, 12 years older than me, maybe. He says, you didn't let my son play pool? I said, I didn't say he couldn't play. I said he had to win.
Right.
So his father gives him the keys to the car. He goes out and gets the pool cue and comes back, and his father continues to proceeds to beat the brakes off of him. He runs the table, and then of course Bill and his sons, his friends are playing. So I walk home humiliated. I run into his father who's visiting someone in my building, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 5 years later, maybe I run into him, maybe less than that, working at a TV rental company that I used to work for before I joined the fire department.
Right.
But the whole time, he and his father and I would bowl with them sometimes. And his father is telling me, but he's not telling Big Jack. Man, it's just a matter of time before he gets me, man. Boy, and his father's Marine, yada, 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 6'2",
Right.
6'3", big guy, blah, 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 blah. And his father the whole time is saying, man, it's just a matter of time before he gets me. Like, I'm not going to be able to stop him. But fortunately, the guy was always respectful. You know what I mean? But his father was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if he ever decides he want to try me, man. I know he's going to try me. But, he tried him in golf. I mean, tried him in pool, bowling, the whole 9 yards. He said, but yeah, it's just a matter of time, man. But he said, man, the boy is strong, man. His father would just tell me stuff like, I said, "What you gonna do, man?" He said, "I don't know. I'm gonna just have to run him over with the car, I guess, man."
Look,
'Cause I
look,
can't
I can tell you the story to that though. I came home one summer from Virginia Tech, and I'm talking, I'm big now. I'm chest all pumped out, legs all strong, and this and that. And I'm standing up there with, and not disrespecting, but I was more like, okay, I'm up here now. And he like, I wouldn't shoot Superman in the S either. I'm like, okay, that's all right. I understood that. I understood exactly what that meant. So I wouldn't shoot Superman in the S. Hey,
yeah.
1 second, fellas. 1 second. I'm gonna bring someone else on the stage, and but this is a good conversation. I thank you. This is the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Got my man Q Barnes on here. Now we're in the after show because we went over the time, but it's a good conversation. This is not the big Jack story time. It is story time, but with Q on here, you're gonna hear some crazy stories. We ain't even left Virginia Tech. This is freshman year. So 1 second, we'll get this man up here. Creating changes in the house. What's going on, sir? How you
Hey,
doing?
what's
Howdy,
happening,
Mr.
sir?
Bill. Howdy, gentlemen. Good to
What's
see
happening?
you.
What's
Hey,
good, bro?
I've been backstage listening, man. I feel like I'm in the way of a good story
No,
here,
man.
man. We
No,
might
no,
get
no.
into some juice.
No, no. No. So Q Barnes is he is one of my best friends ever, and we
Awesome.
didn't meet until we got to college. So
Okay.
that's the difference between me and Eric, and he was on the show. Me and
Yeah.
Eric grew up together, same neighborhood. Grew up, went to school, elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
We separated at high school. We went to different high schools, and then I went to Virginia Tech. Eric went to another college. So now comes Q. Q took Eric's spot, if you want to look at it that way.
Gotcha.
But
Well, it's exciting to meet these
Yeah.
gentlemen and hear the stories. I I'm glad to hear that there's other big fellas like myself out there.
oh yeah.
You know.
Look, as one would tell you, and he's not on here, but we get him on here one day. But one would tell you, he'll say Big Jack was the bus before there was a bus. Talking about Jerome Bettis, the one before Jerome Bettis. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that.
And Sharon Jackson put it down in the chat, and of course that's Mama Jack. So anybody
Right.
know that's my mom, but she said a tank with legs. That's exactly what they said.
Yeah.
That man was a
But
tank with legs.
shout out to Mama Jack because, hey, man, just to have the fact that she had to feed me, man. I mean,
Yes.
she had to feed you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine what that grocery bill was like, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I tell her all the time. She did a wonderful job doing that.
Yes, she did.
I never missed a meal.
Yeah.
There was always a roof over my head. There was always clothes on my back and food on the table.
Yeah.
And she did an awesome job
Yeah.
doing all of that.
Fine
And
human
I know I wasn't easy. I know I wasn't
Hey,
easy.
man, hey, bro, you know, as far as they go, man, like I said, man, he raised a fine human being, man. So I know you get tired of me telling you that, but and the thing is, just thank goodness you use your powers for good, and we'll leave it at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
if you decide to go on the other side, man, if you decide to be the Joker, man, you probably
No. Wait a minute. I don't know though, Walt, because Q can tell you one of these stories, man. Look, I'm gonna let him finish.
Interject right there.
No. Check it out. So one year we transferred. So now I'm gonna give you the story, the little backstory. So we both was at Virginia Tech, and I wasn't getting the proper playing time that I thought I should be having. Q wasn't getting the time he thought he was going to be having. And there was a coach from VT. He was a graduate assistant from VT. They got the head coaching job to West Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And so now he's talking to me, talking to Q, like, I know y'all not happy. I got this new job. Won't y'all come over here with me? And man, we loaded up the wagon like the Beverly Hillbillies, and we moving to West Virginia. We on our
So
way
that was Deion Sanders before Deion Sanders.
before Deion Sanders, 100%. So we done loaded the wagon up. We're going into West Virginia. I'm the first one to go in there. I'm the first one to go in. And I'm gonna tell you how small this area was. When Will Jr. was on, he said it was a town with no street lights. That was the town he was talking about. So I drove right past the college. I didn't even know it. I'm at the old folks' home because they're in a tower. I went right past the college to the old folks' tower, thinking that was the camp or the dorm. And as I turn around and start coming back, I see the coaches waving from the gym, waving at me. I'm like, man, what did I just do? I had already told. And look, my coach is Frank Beamer. Beamer. We got Frank Beamer, and I'm transferred to go to West Virginia Tech. So anyway, we did what we had to do. So not only did we pull us, it was me and Q and then we got a couple of more players from VT.
Yes.
And then we got some players. So now I got Eric. Hey, Eric. Hey, check it out, man. We got this school. We bringing everybody in. We loading the team up. We're doing a LeBron. We're going to build this team up. We're going to move this team. We're going to bring everybody in. And that's how we was rolling. We brought everybody and we started recruiting, getting people in. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
The first year, and we winning games. They hadn't won in seasons. We're winning games. They fired the coach.
Oh, wow.
They fired the coach.
Oh, boy.
Because there was an ineligible player who didn't play and then took all the games from us. So we was 0 and whatever.
Man.
Yeah.
And now we got this. It's like, what the heck are we going? But let me tell you, I'm playing, and quarterback throws an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And when the quarterback throws the interception, I'm going to go now. You go from offense to defense. So I'm going over there trying to make a tackle. And I don't even know if I made the tackle, missed the tackle, whatever. But whatever I did, I came down on my wrist and I broke it. I broke my wrist. I broke my left wrist. And but here's the difference at Virginia Tech. At Virginia Tech, there's surgeons, there's doctors,
Yes.
there's you know, physical therapists, there's a hospital. All of that is in Virginia Tech. You ain't in Virginia Tech anymore. now you don't have any of that stuff. So now you're out there.
Take too much when they call me tomorrow, Jack.
100%. What? And you had to buy your own tape. So, so now I'm taping my wrist up. I'm taping it up so I can play. Never went to the doctor. Never got it fixed. Never got it looked at. Never got it anything. And now I'm playing through the rest of the season with a bad wrist. My wrist is really, really hurting. It's really, really hurting. I know I went years in high school and even my first couple of years of college without a fumble, with no fumble. You couldn't take the ball from me.
Right.
But Q, what happened?
So we were actually in the we was in pre-camp. We was actually in preseason camp, and so Bill is just, I mean, he is absolutely destroying the defense. So they kept doing these inside plays, and so Coach Compton, who was the defensive coordinator, he says, because we never do one-on-one. The first group and defense versus the first group of the offense.
Okay.
We try not to do that because we'll kill each other.
Right.
For it's actually so that we can last a little bit longer.
Right.
But they put 1v1. So the first string offense versus first string defense. And I was like, man, listen, please do not hand Bill Jackson the ball.
We got live action here. Okay.
They hand Bill, first thing they do, hand Bill Jackson the ball, 18-yard carry. Coach comes on the side and screaming and hollering. I said, all right. So I told Will Lemon was from Springfield, Massachusetts. He was defensive. He was I was the Mike backer. I'm sorry. I was the Will backer.
Okay.
Clint Withrow was the Mike backer and Will was the Sam backer.
Okay.
So I switched with Will to, I said, Will, I said on this one, I said, the only way we're gonna stop Bill is I'm gonna have to catch this joker from the side.
Right.
Will was like, from the side, dog. I said, yeah, from the side. And he said, well, why from the side? I said, just let me do it. So, because I'm thinking to myself that, see, nobody knows that joker is playing with a broken wrist.
Oh, my man. Okay. Little intel.
Listen, if you smack at that wrist, Bill's gonna give up the ball and everything else he got.
Oh man.
They run it off tackle again, because they trying to flex now. They run it off tackle again. So, I was the fastest linebacker we had. So I'm coming from the strong side, and I smacked that. and as Bill spins and is going down because the ball was out down.
Oh,
Then it's going
man.
down, and I hear him say, "Kill!"
Oh,
It was his
man.
kryptonite. It was,
Oh, man.
and this, if I ever needed to tackle him, I'd
You know what
never,
to do.
I'd never heads up with him. I would always smack
Man.
at his wrist.
And he used that. He used that all the time. We're off the field, hanging out at each other's house or whatever. We be talking trash. He said, "Go on, man, for hit that wrist." I'm like, man, whatever. Yeah,
All right,
whatever.
man. Stop
You
playing.
got it.
Yes, sir.
Don't mess with me. Don't even mess with me.
Man, I don't want any trouble.
Man, that
Oh,
wrist was so bad. I
We
like
had,
say it's just whatever.
we had this thing
Hey,
where
man.
me and Bill Jackson, we love eating oatmeal pie.
Oatmeal pies.
oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, oatmeal cake, oatmeal cream cakes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The moon pies, how you
Oh,
say?
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
like the little Debbie oatmeal.
Little Debbie.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I
look
got
like
yeah,
two
yeah,
cookies in it. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Mm.
and Allen, what was it? Allen flavor Boone's Farm or something like that. That was actually our healing sauce after game. After game, you either smoke weed or because for pain, for
Mhm.
pain relief, you smoke weed, or what me and Bill did. We ate little Debbie cakes and Allen. What was it called, Bill? Allen.
Oh, it was Boone's Farm, but it was shoot, I like the strawberry. It was all whatever, yeah, but one of the Boone Farm flavors, the cheapest wine you could get. So.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah,
that was our elixir for
yeah.
for healing after the game. So Bill, we get down to the last couple of cakes.
Strawberry Hill.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And the fight starts.
Oh yeah. So Bill's like, go. He'll stiff arm me in the chest, and tell me, all right. And as soon as he stiff hand, I smack that wrist.
The wrist,
Yeah.
yeah. Dirty
All the
moves, man.
time.
I smack
Hey,
that wrist, and there go the cakes in there.
yeah. Hey, let me recognize some people that's in the chat real quick, and we got another person that's gonna come on. And hold
Okay.
1 second. So we got a different blend down there. What's up, my man? That's my man Brandon from a different blend. We got Snapback. Thank you. Gen X is still in the house. Lyrics by Nitya is in the house. The Source. Hello, The Source is in the house. Thank you, The Source. Mind Games is here. Hello, Mind Games. Thank you for
Okay.
popping in. We got Blessed Crochet is in the house. William is in the house. We got on the other side of 50. Sharon Jackson is in the house. Hello, Sharon. And Sharon Jackson is coming through Facebook. So that's the first person that actually no, it's not. The second person that came through Facebook. But we appreciate the Facebook love that's coming in from Facebook. Tatia Joy, hello, and thank you for coming in and being with us on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. And I'm going up. WC still in the house. Hello, WC. Creating change. I see him on the stage. We got Walter Jernigan on the stage. We got Q Barnes on the stage. And there's one more that's going to come on the stage right now. And I'm going to bring this man in. And this is going to put the icing on the cake. But guess what? Eric Etheridge in the house. What's up? E? Man, oh man, oh man. How you doing, E? What's up?
Hey. So it was Grape Brooms Farm.
Oh,
It was the grape, y'all. Grape Brooms Farm.
Man, my head hurts just thinking about that.
Oh man.
Hey,
So they
When you-
see what
you
they
pause.
didn't tell you that they will argue the whole time. They argue the whole time.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
Look.
Hey, look.
I'm glad Sharon
Q,
Jackson found out. Wait. E. I'm glad Sharon Jackson found out I didn't smoke the weed. I just got the
we didn't do
Boone's
that.
Farm
yeah.
and the cake and the cakes.
Real Debbie cake.
That's it.
Hey, look. Except for the time, Q, when we went to when we ordered from the what was the
Frank
calzone that time we ordered it.
Yes.
Bill got mad at all of us.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight. He wanted to fight us.
Look, check it out. We in this now. You see Q, you see Eric, and there was a couple of us, right? But now we ain't gonna talk about the calzone though. There was a pizza place that on what was it, Friday nights? Was it Friday nights?
Monday
nights, because the Monday night football. They had all you can eat pizza.
Oh wow.
So you go in there and pay one price and all you can eat.
Yeah,
We
shut
walked
up.
in there, dude, like, nah, y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta leave. You eat all that people's pizza. Man, shoot. No, but I couldn't ask for a better combination of people to be with me when I was in school. And me and Eric was roommates all the time. Q, that was my runaway when if I wasn't at home, you already knew where I was because we ain't had the cell phones and all that stuff like you
Right,
do
right.
now.
We didn't.
So you knew where to go, but we was on the opposite ends of the town. So
Yeah.
it's like, so we on one end of town, I got to get all the way back to my house or vice versa. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, but but the town was small, so it wasn't like it was a big town. But at the same time, you had to go out there and do your thing. But it
Yeah.
was funny because one year, um, Erica went home for a break. I think everybody went home for break. What was it? Had to been spring? Oh no, Christmas break.
Christmas. It was Christmas.
Christmas break. But he'll go walk. Here you go, and look, changing, creating change. Check it out. This is the time the shadow boxing stopped. This is the time I decided I'm gonna be a boxer.
Oh wow.
So while we were gone, look at So while everybody's on break, I'm training. I'm training the box.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm really training the box. But here's
Yeah.
the problem. Here's the situation. Remember, Q talked about how I used to beat him up on the field
Yeah.
and practice and this and that. Okay, well, one of those linebackers was a professional boxer,
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but he wasn't a really good football player.
But he was a heck of a boxer.
It
He
was
was a professional
yeah.
boxer,
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
brother was the coach of the
Yeah.
boxing team.
From the boxing team. Okay.
Yeah. So
Put me in, coach. I
and
got it.
I'm training to get ready for my first fight. I've never fought anybody in the ring before. Well, when I was little, because that's just at the rec, they
Right,
used to put us in
right.
Sam Garrett and make us fight.
Mhm.
But anyway, so now I'm training to get ready for this first match. But who does the boxing coach put me up again to get some sparring? He puts me up against the professional boxer.
That's right.
And the professional boxer is remembering the time on the
Now,
football field.
Yeah.
So look,
and plus,
this
Q
dude,
probably called him and told him to get him.
man,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen that Martin Lawrence episode when he fought Hearns. Was it Hearns?
That's exactly.
That's exactly how I looked.
Oh,
And look, that's
Yeah.
how I looked going into the fight.
going through the fight.
So now I got to travel all the way out to Kentucky to fight this person. And I'm already going in with my face all tuned up and sore and this and that. So now the gloves is on. I'm in the ring. It's like, okay, I got this. I got this dude. And I end up losing the fight. And because I was just hurt. My face was hurt that bad that I can't even take no more punches from you or anything else. I ain't want nothing to do with it. So now the break is over.
Mhm.
Eric's coming back into town. Q come back into town. And when they saw me, they could tell you. Q
I
was
was
like,
rage. I
"Who
was
was it, man? Who was it? Let's go get him.
Let's go get him. Let's
man.
go get him.
Let's go get him." I'm like, "Nah, y'all good, man.
Bill,
Y'all good."
Bill tried to stop me. He's like, "Hold on, Q. Wait a minute." I said, "No, we going to
Oh,
dig.
man.
This is his last night. Whoever he is, this is his last night
Right.
on
Go, go.
earth."
Hey, Bill. Hey, Big Jack.
Yeah.
Think about how lucky you were that it wasn't this time when this would have been viral all across the nation.
Oh man, shoot.
Oh yeah.
Now, Eric, you fucked up, but yeah. So no, 100%. That would have, yeah.
Hey, man,
That was crazy.
we all
Yeah.
have those stories, man. You know.
You know, but I can't say this. You know, when I met Bill
Mhm.
and you know, I was like, you know, this you ultra competitive, and when you meet somebody that's just as competitive as you are, and are what I call upper echelon athletes, and that's what we were. We were all upper echelon athletes, and you develop a respect for them on the field. But I encountered a lot of firsts with Bill, you know, because Bill. Bill helped with my development in terms of, uh, being able to play the game outside of football, the game of life,
Life. Okay.
and help me with coping. Eric also, because I was always the one that they had to say, wait a minute, whoa, Q, come back. Hey, listen, Q, come back this way because you
Mhm.
out there, bro. You need to come back. And so, so Bill is, I tell you, two of the worst moments of my collegiate career was first when Bill left school, and then second when Eric left. And I'm telling you, I was questioning
What we
my,
doing?
because I was so used those was people that I had to see every day. So it was a push to get through, the end of my college career with both of them being gone. And I tell you, the night that Bill Jackson, because he told me, he told me that he was going in the military, and it was just like a nonchalant like conversation.
That's how it is, man.
You expect to be a heavy thing. Hey Q, I need to have let's have a moment so that we can discuss what my
Mm-hmm.
the plans be. Not Bill Jackson. Bill
It's
Jackson
Wednesday
was like,
in the
yeah,
military.
I'm gonna I went down and I just took the physical, and I'm gonna be flying out and stationed there. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Put that back.
but I'm saying all that because a lot of times people don't get flowers until after they're buried, and I
True.
want to give these two brothers their flowers now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there's the Cubans that West Virginia was. They don't understand the Cubans that they had and
Mm-hmm.
what it took to keep me measured and keep me in the middle of Bill and Eric Etheridge, because I'm telling you right now, there was plenty of times when the dean of students would bring the president of, because we had so much going on. Bill was the president of the Black Student Association.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, okay, so Bill was dealing with that. So whenever I got in trouble, they would call Bill into the dean of students office for something that I was doing.
Look,
Gonna
look,
be
here you
water.
go. Look, here you go. Look, check it out. Bill, what we gonna do with Q? Like what? What do you mean? What you gonna do with him? Like, 'cause here was the problem. Here was the problem. I don't want to cut you off, Q, with it.
Uh,
Everybody was from a city.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, a major city. Like we're talking the Virginia Beach, Washington D.C., Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was coming in, so we all had that city attitude.
Right, right,
Now we in Smallville with that
right.
city attitude, and people, and even though I was the president of the Black Student Association, it wasn't like that membership was thousands. We're talking
Right,
like
right,
20,
right,
like 20 people. So it wasn't a big association.
right.
It was like they did a survey one time. They like 50% of the African American teachers like their job. It was only two. So one do it, one don't. So that's who we working with. So
Yeah.
and Q, man, it was funny because it was just like at a drop of the hat. This dude was ready to go. I mean, he was like, man, like I don't know, he had like a complex or something. Like it didn't take much to snap
And
him off, right?
Yeah.
And
man, we gotta go. I need you to help me. We gotta go. Some people are going to get hurt. He was like, "What time we leaving? And whose car we driving?"
that's it. That was it.
That's all you
That
need.
was it. Like,
hey,
and it was just. Remember, I said he lived on one end of the town. I lived on the other end of the town. So if he down there at our house and me and Eric staying in the same house,
Mm-hmm.
he's walking home. All of a sudden we hear, and we didn't even have no cell phone. Like, how did we hear it? I don't know how we
I don't
heard
know.
it.
Yeah.
But
Go
now
with
we got
right.
Q's up there. This fool, no, that's fool. I apologize. You're a grown man. This dude that
What you
ran
said? What you
in.
said?
Look, somebody called his wife now. It ain't his girl. Called his wife out, but she was at the time it was his girl.
yeah,
Called her out as they were walking home. Q ran in the dude's house, went in his house to get him. I'm like, what? So now him and E at the house,
I'm on
and we
crutches.
get to Eric on crutches because he had knee surgery. He hopping up the street, and I'm running up the street trying to get Q out the house. Like, dude, you can't go in people's houses, man.
So
So
cute.
now here come the dean of students. What we gonna do about it? Like, what? What we gonna do about it?
What I want to know, Q, what did you do after you left college, man? What did you do for a living?
Oh yeah.
well, well, I, first I tried out. I had two unsuccessful stints with the Carolina Panthers.
Oh wow, okay.
And after the well, I made it to the first trial. I made it to the 87 man roster.
So that's
And
pre-season.
yeah, and then the second the my second trial, uh I think I made it down to, it was like 60 or something like that. But
Oh,
at the time, the Panthers, that was their first franchise. The franchise started. Coach Don Capers was the head coach at the time.
mm-hmm.
He offered to put me on waivers and shot me around or whatnot, because they actually had brought me in. Part of the story, they had brought me in because Sam Mills had he had he had just found out that he had cancer.
Wow.
So they ran a 43 defense. Sam Mills was 5'8", 200 and like 48 pounds. I was 5', 235 pounds, and used to call us Tweedledee and Tweedledunk. We looked each other in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't work out, and I, I actually I was cut on a non-cut day. It's about a fact. I'm going into the locker. I never forget it. I'm going to the locker room, and everybody's looking at me, and I was like, "What's going on?"
You got
Somebody
fired
died?
on your day off.
I was about to say like Day on Friday got fired on the day off. Huh?
Yeah. I'm looking. I was like, somebody died or something,
Oh
and I
man,
go to that locker, man. That big clip was right in the middle. I was like devastated because I just knew,
you were good.
them say you're gonna make the team this time. And but you know, they Don Capers was his going into his third year, and he was the actual defensive coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
what I found out later is management told him, "Hey, listen, you need to give up the reins on defensive coordinator. Go ahead and fire that guy while you're the head coach.
Coach, right?
If you remain defensive coordinator, you're gonna be fired as defense coordinator and head coach."
And he's still gonna be gone, so it don't make a
Yeah,
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. So
Yeah.
hey,
and
man.
so they were
Yeah.
moving on towards a 34 defense, and it won't it's no spot for a 5'8" linebacker
Yeah.
34.
a 34 defense.
Yeah.
So didn't work. Came back Virginia and went to work at I went to work for Norfolk Southern as a building and structures engineer for them for like 3 years. Left them, went over to VDOT. Was a project engineer on. Well, I take that back. First, I started out with VDOT as a bridge inspector.
Oh wow.
Bridge inspector with VDOT for approximately about 4 years, and got tired of that and wanted to build a bridge. So I went to new construction and became a project engineer with VDOT. Uh, and I was on one. It took just one bridge to make me say, "Okay, that's it." But I'll never forget. It was the contractor there was Bryant Contracting, and the owner was Barry Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, we had a briefing or something that morning, and we was getting to the end of the project and whatnot. And he said, "Q, can I have a personal word with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And went over to his truck, and he's like, Q, I have developed a lot of respect for you, since I've started this project. He said, "You're bright." He said, "You got a bright future ahead of you." And but I really think you're doing yourself and your family a disservice by continuing to work uh, for someone else.
Wow.
And
Okay.
he said, you're just too bright to be working for somebody else. You have innovative ideas and you're sharp." And I didn't take much to it. I came home. I talked to my wife about it, and she, of course, she's the interpreter. So
Right.
she was like,
Smart
"Okay,
man. Smart man.
he's basically telling you you've outgrown the positions. You
Position.
move
Yeah.
forward and go on. And so
Yeah.
that's what, I that what pushed me into actually going to business, because my father was a carpenter.
Okay.
I understand, Eric, that it's good to be the son of a carpenter. So Bill and Eric will catch that one. By- but so he had a business up. He had a business up in Dumfries,
Okay.
up in Northern Virginia,
Gotcha. Hmm.
and he had started out though as a carpenter on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and Tunnel, the
Wow.
the
Okay.
first building, and then he went up there, started his company, and that's what my mom would send us, you know, every summer. You
Working.
there, and that's where you learn a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
carpentry or concrete.
Right.
He was an excellent mason. He did brickwork, he did concrete work, and he did carpentry work.
Wow.
Uh, so he had, I'm the ninth of 10 boys.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
He got
So
oh man, he got a whole crew. Absolutely.
oh, it's
Yeah.
it, it's a rich. I'm from a family of 15.
Oh, wow.
Boys
15.
and 5 girls.
Wow.
And
Wow.
15?
15.
Yeah.
I guess Pop didn't have no cable TV in the house, huh?
Now they have cable TV. Mom was a Cherry Hawker Indian, and Dad was a slick cat from Sumter, South Carolina. So
North Carolina. Okay.
so when he was working on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and Tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
he was with a company. It's called Skanska now, but it used to be Tidewater Construction.
Okay.
So he would work out there and 6 days a week, come back home on Sunday. Well, there you
There
go.
it is.
Get it in, brother. The
Yeah.
first,
Oh,
you know,
man.
my first five brothers and sisters.
Uh-oh, we lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball's on him. All right. So, but like I say, he's gonna tell a story. Once he get it back together, he'll come back in.
Yeah.
But hey, Walt, I know, and he probably can still hear us, but he it blocked off. But
Mm.
the when you made the comment about you're a Hall of Famer until a Hall of Famer shows up,
He's a Hall of Famer.
he is
He's
actual
actually
Hall of Famer for
he's
West
actually Hall of
Virginia
Famer.
Tech University. So he
That's
did get
awesome.
inducted into the Hall of Fame for them.
Oh wow.
So he is
That's awesome.
he is in their Hall of Fame. So Q, I'm gonna remove you and let you come on back in when you get a chance. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
he is an actual Hall of Famer from the West Virginia Tech University. So he did go
Wow.
into their
Wow.
Hall of Fame. So but I mean there's so many different stories we could tell and go down memory lane and
Mhm.
things that that guy, he's it's always good to have a good friend. It's always good to have a good friend, and it's I would say rare. Like and look, guy. So God, that's God. Rating changes God. So if you hear me say
Yeah.
God, so that's God. So but on this stage right now, and even with is that's my circle is complete right here in that stage. I had Eric on here, Key on here, and Walt on here. That is it. The
That's
only one
awesome.
that's missing, my mom is in the chat, my
Yeah,
aunt's in the chat, and
Yeah. Yeah.
my wife is sitting
Shout
right
out to
next to me.
moms, man.
I'm
that's
telling
right.
you,
Yeah.
so my circle is right there.
Yeah.
It's right there, and it's special
It is.
to have that. Like I say, we could go for hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours. We didn't have to stop. We won't stop. That's the problem. That
Keep
we if we were talking on the phone, we wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And that's where the hang up would be. So, Key, I'm glad you're able to get back. You back in here?
Yeah, I'm back
All right,
in.
all
Sorry
right.
about
so
that.
Dad was coming home on the weekend on Sunday, doing
So
his thing.
yeah,
Absence
so
makes the heart grow fonder and all that good stuff.
yeah,
Go ahead.
so he essentially what my family, we half of us was born in New York, Brooklyn, New York, and the
Wow.
other half down in Virginia.
Okay.
uh, because my father's job, Skanska, would take him from New York to Virginia. They were just working all up and down the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So so that's actually where the that's where the New York crazy come in at. We we were the jokers that was jumping in the East Beach back in the 70s. Yeah, I mean in the East River back in the
Real.
70s. We didn't know no better. But at any rate,
Hey man, that Chesapeake Bay Tunnel,
Yeah,
it's an amazing feat, man.
Yes, it is.
it is.
I know the first time I went through there on a car it was like wow, but when I went through there on a motorcycle, it was like, oh man. I mean,
you
you
know,
realize how vulnerable you are if this thing were to fail, so to speak. You know,
Yeah.
it's like even like the harbor tunnel. You know, you don't really see yourself go into.
right,
You don't.
But
right.
with that, it's like you see
Mhm.
yourself. You see you actually up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I mean, it's like I'm glad these guys knew what they were doing, took their math classes and all that good stuff, man. You know?
So
Yeah.
so get into that. So 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 that's where the construction side of it came from, and I end up, of course, so taking over my father's business when he had
Wow.
his first bout with lung cancer.
Oh wow.
Um, because he the second time, it took him away, but the first time is when there was a discussion amongst the brothers of, who's going to keep. We used to call my father the old geezer.
Oh,
Who's going to keep the old geezer's business going.
not
And
too face though.
yeah, I was the closest one. I was the closest one, and everybody was like, well, Q's in the construction field, anyway, he works for VDOT, and I was like, wait a minute, whoa, 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 you mean that you trying to give me two jobs? and, and the old geezer still handle the money? Come on, man. So, but I end up doing it, and that was in uh that was 20 something years ago.
Wow.
And fast forward to the day, I'm actually I'm working on the Deep Creek Bridge replacement project here
Really?
in Chesapeake, where we're replacing a bridge that was built in 1934 across the canal that George Washington had a bunch of slaves dig in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Wow.
So for the Army Corps of Engineers, I'm a consultant on the project for 'em, with bridge building is my specialty. So it's
Hey.
almost come full circle
Yeah.
where
Mhm.
I'm actually doing the thing that my dad started
Yeah.
at
Man,
doing.
That's good.
that's interesting, man, because there's something as you travel across the nation, you don't really think about. You just think the bridge is up and it's looking good
Mhm.
and it's safe and I'm going across it, man. But and I guess once the ship ran into
Baltimore.
the Key Bridge in Baltimore, right?
Bridge. Mhm.
You realize how quickly these things can go wrong.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
About
Yes.
rebuilding it, you don't think about how much has gone into it. I got a buddy who was on the South Capitol Street Bridge in D.C. Construction on the South Capitol Street Bridge.
Mhm.
And you just figure, man, you don't really think about how much goes into that, man.
Yeah.
yes,
And if I don't know about you guys, but in science class back in the day, my toothpick bridges and my popsicle stick bridges, they never really made it. They're like, hey, don't touch it. Just keep
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, good for you, man. I mean, that's incredible, man.
yeah,
And that's a loss. I mean, that's one of those things, man.
Yeah.
Where if you don't keep that going, some things, technology has changed, of course. You can design these things on a computer, but there's some things in life you just need manual labor.
That's right.
Yeah.
hey, listen,
Yeah.
bro, listen.
That's right.
So the old geezer and everybody, whenever I say the old geezer, I'm referring to my father.
I got you.
The old geezer used to say all the time. When I got to the point where I was in high school and college going up there, you know, it was fun at first because you're going up there and hey, you spending time with your dad, you working, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, you getting a few pennies here and there. He
Right.
take you when he want
That
to
ain't wage.
pay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he was getting free labor out of us. So
Absolutely.
I by the time I got to high school, I was like, look, pops, I'm not coming back up here, man. I'm never gonna need this. I'm going to college, and I'm gonna yeah, I'll never have to do this kind of work ever again.
Wow.
And he told me, he said something that stuck with me. My dad on well, he didn't complete third grade. He he
Okay.
actually he actually stopped school in third grade so he can help down in Sumter, South Carolina with farming.
Mm-hmm.
My 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 great grandfather, his name was Farrell Barnes, and
Okay.
he was a bad joker named
I was
Farrell.
gonna say,
Pharaoh.
So,
No doubt.
Pharaoh.
No
so,
doubt.
so Farrell had my grandfather who was John Barnes, who was my dad's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, he and then I'll tell you another spin-off story of how I'm related to Nicky Barnes. If you ever seen,
Oh wow. New York. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's an interesting story there. But anyway, uh, so he told me, he said, "Look, boy," he said, "let me tell you something." He said, "You can get every degree you want to." He said, "And you can work behind every or any desk you want to." He said, "But this skill
That's right.
that that that,
That's
that
good.
you're getting, it can never be taken away from
Be
you,
taken away
and it's
from you.
Mm-hmm.
always gonna be useful, and it's
Mm-hmm.
something that you can always rely on."
You can leave the house you can leave the house this midweekend and write your own check.
He
That's right.
told and this coming from a guy that never finished third grade. He
But he was
said,
look, but
"What
it
you
was
got
much
to do,
more.
yes sir." He said, "What you got to do, boy, is you got to find a way, find a thing that you will work for, and no one ever have to pay you.
There you go.
Right.
Find a way to get paid for it, and you'll never work a day in your
There you
life."
go.
Yeah,
Right.
indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd be saying these words, but since I've been in this field, I've never worked one day in this
Yeah.
field.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
That's
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 all.
a
good.
Wow.
blessing.
That's good
Not
That's
too
a
stuff.
many people
blessing,
say
man.
that, man.
Yeah.
So
Many people get to
Yeah.
say that's an incredible thing. So let me ask you this: do you have kids
yes, I have two kids.
in the business?
I have a 21-year-old Gabriel,
Okay.
and I have a 15-year-old Judah. Um, uh, Gabriel has the demeanor of his mother. He's laid back. He's cool, calm, collective. Never see him sweat.
Uh huh.
And Master Judah is
Not
a
so much.
load. It's it's the Lord. It's the Lord paying me back for
Bam.
what I
There
did
it is, my
to
man.
Eric and
There you
Bill and
go.
them.
There you go. All you can do is
Yeah,
Yeah,
laugh, man.
Because
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I ran behind him like they ran behind me.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
funny that you brought that up, Walt, because I was gonna, that was part of the things I wanted to talk about. It was just passing
Mm-hmm.
those things on because as I'm like you were saying, Q for the summertime. I had one of my great uncles. So my great uncle, my grandmother's brother, was a master carpenter,
Mm,
and I would spend the
Yeah.
summers with him and all of this. But all I was looking for was the money.
yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
like I couldn't nail a nail. Couldn't put a nail in the wall right now if you paid me. And it's like you was with a master carpenter all that time
Oh,
and didn't pay attention to the skill. Because
Yeah.
what you said your father told you, or your grandfather told you, and all of that. Nobody told me, so
yeah.
I didn't take advantage of that opportunity to be with a master carpenter who was showing me
Yeah.
some of the only thing I picked out of that was use screws. Don't
Screw.
use nails, use screws.
Dr.
And that's
Amen.
James
like
never use nails.
Never
never
use
use
it.
Always
nails,
screw.
Man.
always use screws. And he said, you use screws, you'll never have to come back because they ain't gonna come out. The screws ain't gonna back themselves out and this and that. You can just do it one time, get it over with, bam. Measure twice, cut once, use screws. but all I was looking for was the paycheck. And if he said, man, did you watch? And I could drive past now. I go through that part of Maryland where we worked on people's houses. Those decks are still there. And we're talking 30, 40 years ago, those decks are still there
Yeah.
because they were built to last. And I was right
Absolutely.
there with this person wishing that someone had told me what you said your father had told you about, having those skills, and you would never have to worry about, looking back and this and that, because he was a master carpenter. Like you say, your mason and all of those trades that you have.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask about, because I know the son's ages. So I got a son, my oldest is 30, and then I got a couple of 28s and 29s, and then I got and then I got a teenager, and it's different with the teenager
Mm,
than it was with the other one,
mm.
because they're different. They're
Yes.
definitely different. So
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, and I know, Guy, you have a child, right, a son,
Yes, sir.
and I was like, I know when you deal with raising kids and you deal with grandkids and all of that stuff, the new generation kid is not like the other generation kid.
Oh,
And,
well,
and what I
indeed.
wanted to put in the well, I guess put out there and say, how are you, or what are you doing with your boys? What are you
Well,
doing
Mhm.
with
That's
your kids
good.
to get them ready for moving? And Guy, if you got something, go ahead and put it out there.
yeah, man. I just man, all these stories are just great. I didn't mean to cut off, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull myself down out of here. I didn't want to be rude and just do that
No, you good.
without telling everybody. It's been a pleasure and an honor to get to meet y'all. Just so you know, I'm a son of a carpenter. My dad's 83, still works 40 hours a week, building homes in the field every day. So shout out to carpenters and shout out to sons of carpenters. I was a
Yeah.
carpenter for over 20 years of my life. That's what my trade was.
Wow.
That's what give me the opportunity to have the life that I have now, and to kind of be a little bit okay these days. So, shout out to all you guys. It's been great to get to talk to you guys. It's been great to get to meet you guys. And I just appreciate being a part of the conversation,
Hey,
guys.
man,
Thank you.
so-
Amen. It's good.
And this is iron sharpening iron, man. This is what
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I love it.
Yeah, you guys are carpenters. I'm what you call a jackleg, man. And I spent summers with my friend Stokes, who's fourth generation electricians.
Yeah.
Mm.
And even to this day, like when and like they used his uncle used to do carpentry work, and I was clean up guy, pull wires through the attic, all that stuff. But it's funny when I got on the fire department, and you got to know building construction.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because you need to know how this thing was put together to see how it's going to act under fire, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, man. Like you, Bill, Big Jack. I probably should have paid more attention. I'm at a point where I know what I don't know. And hey, man, when it comes to electricity, especially, if I change an outlet in my house, I cut the whole house down.
That's funny.
So
man. So you guys, man, I gotta tell you, man. Hey, man, just keep that thing going, man, and bring young guys up. And like you say, man, and you can, it's like hey, Jack, you the preacher, teach a man how to fish, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's what's happening, man. That's a great thing, man. Because with the trade, that's one thing that I didn't do that I wish I had was gotten a trade. I mean, I can do stuff defensively, but to get in the truck, hit the road this weekend, and write my own check, man, that's an awesome experience.
Well, and as Mr. Quentin was saying earlier, it's like it's one of those things that can't be taken from you. Once you know it, it's yours. And nobody can have that back. It's like it's mine now. I know how to do this. And,
hey, guy, we brothers. You call me Q.
Yes. All right, Q. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
But you know what else it does, man? What it has taught you guys, man? It taught you how to show up on time.
Sure.
Be accountable. Do what you say you're going to do. It's like any other profession. Pigs get fed, but hogs get slaughtered, right?
Yes, sir.
So you got to be fair in your dealings with people.
Yes, sir.
And we probably all around the same. I may be a little older than you guys, but
I'm 29.
My man.
Ah,
But you think about it, man. The trade school, man. Think about the trade school.
Yeah.
You know, you got, hey man, auto mechanics, tradesmen, hey man, those things, man, are always going to be needed, man. You need those professions, man.
Hey,
So,
Right.
hey, listen, my son Gabriel was actually studying cybersecurity in college,
okay.
and but make no mistake about it, he's a carpenter,
Yeah.
and he can build anything. Now my dad, like I said, he never finished third grade,
Mm-hmm.
but he had this ability where he could take the one dimensional like plans,
Mm-hmm.
flip them upside down, and read those plans in a three-dimensional and process it in his mind in a three-dimensional way. I've
That's awesome.
never seen about, but my son Gabriel can do that.
Never confuse school and education, right?
Listen, I've had formal education to actually read plans, and
Wow.
I cannot do it on the same level as
Right.
my son, who is 21 years old and
Mm-hmm.
has the same ability that my dad had, and
Wow.
his ability to I can put out a set of plans or something that I'm having a problem with. I'll sit right at the table and say, "Hey, Gabe, look at this right here," and I tell him what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm trying to get the load on this bearing for this
Mm-hmm.
particular plate right here. That joker, he just like my dad, he would turn them plans upside down,
Wow.
look at it and go, "Here it is, right here, Dad. The load bearing is
Wow.
whatever," and
Right.
So,
he just has the and whenever somebody in the family needs something built, you know, they call my son Gabriel. He,
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Got the
you
eye.
know,
Amen.
Got the eye. Well, wait a minute, Walt, before you go in. Guy, I know you gotta go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you. And he gonna sit there and hold, don't hold. You gotta go.
No,
I thank
gentlemen,
you for being on the stage
thank
with
you.
us on the Iron Sharpening Iron. Matter of
It's
fact,
my
the after
pleasure.
show.
My
We
pleasure.
got Sharon Jackson still in there. She said rub it in. Snapback Trishan
Thank you, guys.
all right,
Trishan
brother.
is still in
Y'all.
there. I'll see you later, guy. Thank you.
Take
All
care,
right,
brother.
She
guys.
said
Right. Have a good
she said teens will give you a run for your money, 100%. Sharon Jackson made the comment that you're trying to get me off on the right foot, which he was. And I, like I said, I just wanted the money. Had a little girlfriend, wanted, take her out and all that. I just need the cash. Paid me on Friday. That's all I
Oh,
wanted out of that.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you
But
something.
yeah, keep sharpening that iron. That's what Blessed to Crochet said. Thank you. Nisi Jackson in there. She said his father was too, talking about the master carpenter. So not only my great uncle, but my great grandfather was also a master carpenter.
In your
So
blood.
yeah, so it was in there. Aunt Nisi said hello, nephew Eric.
Hey,
So
I do.
it's, a couple of people said hello, Eric, because Eric was a guest on the show, so everybody know, and they know Walt.
Hey,
So
Yeah.
Q, you now made it to the Hall of Fame as well. So you all there twice, Sharon Jackson said that Apple Boone's Farm was better. So she drank the Boone's before, So we going up the list. Mind games
Y'all
is
know
still in there.
yourself. She telling on herself.
Uh, um, it was Strawberry Hill. That's what it was. Strawberry
Strawberry
Hill.
Strawberry
Strawberry
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Strawberry Hill.
Strawberry Hill.
yeah.
Yeah. But I know we could talk, and like I say, and that was part of what we were saying as far as with the raising your kids and trying to, give them something. Like I say, one thing I did, I highly was impressed with Walton, and I could tell you what E and Q, they both went into business on their own. They went into their own business. I mean, when E told me he was, I'm not gonna work for somebody. He did. When he first went down, he was working, but he like, I'm gonna be out on my own. I'm gonna do my own thing. Write my own check. But it's a lot of work to go into
Oh
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people don't ever fool yourself thinking that, well, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, but you got to work. You got to go to work. You don't get the call off. You don't get the, when you the boss and the worker, you got to go to work.
Yeah. My wife.
So it's very not different, but even like we were talking about here, because I try to throw things back to with the content creator thing, and we're content creators. You have a plan, and like we had the plan today. And if something go wrong, the show still got to go on.
Yes, sir.
The show starts at 7. It's going to be 7 when it kicks off, and I can't wait till. Well, let me wait to see somebody come in. And, you just keep going with it,
Right.
regardless what happens. You just got to keep going. And I know that you guys fought through COVID and all kinds of other situations, and you came out on the other side. But that only means that one, you built a good foundation. You got a good support team because everyone on this panel right now is married and got a good support team because you need that 100%. Because I already know. I know me, and I know if I was left to my own, I would tear it down. So I need somebody to ground me. It's like, wait a minute, and it's important to have that, and it's important to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a good thing, as the Bible would say, when a man has a wife, he has a good thing, and obtain favor in the Lord. So I'm good to. I feel honored to have favor with the Lord, or how like the Lord owed me a favor in a sense because I got a good wife. So it's like you doing me a favor. Yes, you are, because you providing with me. And I'm not, it wasn't trying to go in any direction with that. It's just the fact that when and even when God was on the stage, he's married with his he has a son and is married. So it's important to have that combination, and it helps a lot to have someone that's there to support you and to not just support you as far as they say that's my ride and die or whatever, but it's one of those when you have a dream or a vision or a goal or a mission to again, as we was talking earlier, Walt, with the iron sharpening iron, you need that person to come against you to a point that like, let's think about this. Let's work this thing out. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this makes sense? So let's count up the cost. How much is this going to cost us? How much is it going to cost us to do this? Because I'm always Walk can tell you now, because all my little hobbies, golf and bowling and this and that. Me, if I'm going all the way. I am not going to hold back.
I'm thinking with all the work you're doing with the work, and of course you got your family and you have your podcast. I think I might get you this year on the golf course, champ. I don't think I have enough time to put the work in, man. Yeah. I think I can finally get this guy, man.
No, you are he a pro on that course. He ain't jiving nobody. He ain't jiving nobody, yo.
Hey, I got to rock and roll. I got a couple of things I got to take care of, man.
All right, Eric,
blessings, guys. It's good to see you guys. See you, Walt, Q. Holler at you, Bill.
Love you, bro.
Holler to you, man. Love you guys.
All right, man.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
all right.
Man, wait till your 21-year-old son figures out that women love a man who can fix stuff.
Yeah.
When he figures that out, he's gonna be like, "Hey, man, I think my dad is really on to something, man."
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I hope it's more than that, because I'm in trouble if that's the only thing.
No, but you already your stuff is submitted. But I'm saying, as a young man,
no, I got you.
To be able to work with your hands, because you got to think, man, he is a cybersecurity person.
Yes,
but his generation, their side time is PlayStation, which I'm a gamer too. But to be able, there's not other than kids who probably grew up with their parents who were doing carpentry, electricians, or just general tradesmen. He is a unicorn in his cohort, man.
The crazy part is my youngest boy Judah loves concrete. So this summer he's gonna be the Army Corps of Engineers got this this STEM program, summer STEM.
Wow. Okay.
That he's going because he's gonna major in civil engineering, when he goes to, so he's gonna take more of his granddad, and because I told him, I said, well, I said, if that's what you want to do, boy, there's always my grandfather, my dad's dad, John Barnes, he wanted an architect in the family, and of course my dad wanted an engineer in the family. So of course, when I end up when I end up telling him that I don't think I'm a major in engineering, Dad, he about lost his man. But I eventually ended up getting my second degree, and but he was appeased, but he was still, he was pretty upset that it wasn't my first choice. So,
Like, the
but
Man.
kid went to 2 tech schools and ain't an engineer. What's wrong with him?
Man, you're successful, man. You're successful. You got a family that's doing well, man. Trust me, I know he's proud of you, man.
oh yeah, and my son Judah, both of them can finish concrete.
Yeah,
Whenever whenever it's a concrete job, both of them they go out on the job, and I don't give much instruction. They know what is expected, and they
oh,
produce
man, that's
both.
big, man.
So,
That's big, man. That's huge. That's huge. Absolutely.
Now, AQ, so, and I want to respect you for being a guest on the show, and we're definitely into the second hour of this thing. So, and I want to respect the people that's there in the chat that's still watching, and I appreciate you all. So, I could talk to Q all day. I could talk to
yeah,
Walt all day.
yeah, yeah.
And if you got time, I got time because I don't have really that many things to do, and that much to do. But if you can hang around, we could keep talking. But I don't want to disrespect anyone that's in the crowd. I want in the chat. If you have to go, we fully understand. We just sitting here talking life right now, and like I said, when I had this stage at one time, with my circle was right here on this stage, and and I'm looking at 2 of them still, and I know E had to jump off, but just to have your circle here, and just know that, Walt, you just don't know, like we, and when we was in school, I mean, we really, I think we grew. Like I could tell you everybody on my football team. I could tell everybody, like at Virginia Tech. I could tell you at West Virginia Tech. I can't tell everybody I was in the military with. I didn't have that relationship. I grew. I became, I say, a man when I was in school, and it was only because, again, back to that iron sharpening iron. These brothers was the ones that actually, kept me grounded when I would get a little upset and bothered, or when I had too much ambition, because I was going to run for mayor of the town.
Mayor.
Yeah, I was going. They're like, wait a minute. So we sat down. We actually sat down here's my cabinet. You're like, okay, here you go. Here, check it out. Check it out. Yeah, wait. Do you want to do it to see if you can win, or do you want it to help the town? Think about it. Is it just to see if you can win, or do you want to help the town? Right. And I had to think about it, because really, it was just to see if I could win. It wasn't about helping anybody. So I'm glad that they brought that to my attention, because I would have went in there with the wrong attitude, the wrong mindset.
And you would have been exposed as a fraud.
100%, 100%. So I did a lot of things in there because I wanted to help.
Huh? He was going to win.
I would have won. I would have won.
What town was that?
That's Montgomery, West Virginia.
Montgomery, West Virginia. Okay.
Oh, because we figured it out. So we figured out that the students could vote. So we like, I can get the whole student
campus ready to vote,
and half of the town, because they loved us when we was in there. They loved who we were. We was on the field, we played, they knew who we were, and they a lot of the towns. I had half the town and all the students. I had everything locked. But it was only to see if we could do it, not because we wanted to help the town. And it took that conversation to say, hey, what are we doing this for? And the thing is to have that support. Like, look, if you got missions to help this town and we're going to do some things, I'm right here with you.
I'm right here with you.
But if it ain't for that, I'm out. And I needed that. I needed
back
that.
to when I said you can tell the truth, but to tell the truth, you need transparency.
Oh, yeah.
Perspective. So like you say, man, as the mayor, ultimately you can help the town. But true transparency, he challenged you. Okay, but what are you really trying to do? So the right thing for the right reason, man. That's big, man.
Yeah.
Only person who probably wouldn't have supported you was the guy you ate up all his pizza on Monday night.
Oh, yeah. They was upset with us, man. You just don't know.
But it was a scary time because, remember, we're ultra competitive.
Yeah.
So, it was a moment of clarity for us also, in saying that, hey, wait a minute, Bill. I don't think you understand, bro. You're gonna win.
Are you ready for that?
About it. You're gonna win.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what is it gonna cost? Okay, in the end, for your victory? Is it going to be beneficial to the people who have to be here when we're gone?
Mm.
Say,
Right.
So,
running is easy, governing is harder, huh?
so it was and it was actually speaking truth to power, because Bill was the most powerful guy in the town.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't go there.
So,
But at the same time, we had the Black Student Association, and we enjoyed ourselves. Look, well, we was doing parades. We wrote
March,
plays. We
yes,
wrote plays. We did
yes,
parades. We did a march on the town, and
yes.
Q's doing speeches at the biggest building in the east over. I mean, it was crazy. It was a
Bet.
fun time.
Yeah, yeah. But see, everybody in town didn't know me unless it was something attached to Bill. Something attached to. Oh yeah, that's the guy to be with Bill.
Mm.
Bill was him and Eric was there throughout the year, so everybody knew him. So,
I got one question for you guys.
Hmm.
Your coach at West Virginia, I mean at Virginia Tech,
uh-huh.
what did he have to say after the other coach got fired or left? Did you ever talk to him again?
I didn't. I'm still like Facebook and stuff with my position coach, but as far as I never spoke with Beamer again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was told that that I'd never be a starting linebacker. I was too short,
Mm.
so didn't have no conversations after that.
Okay.
I can tell you this: I held records in powerlifting and all of that, but when I left that school, they took all that stuff
Took
down.
every
Took
single
my pictures down. Took my name
Really?
off the wall. Everything.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
broke every record that was
For
attainable.
my position, I had all the records. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah. But
It's
when I left,
never.
it was like you out. So you traded,
Man,
and
but, like we talked about earlier, just before Q came on, none of that matters, man, because it all comes from within, right?
Oh
oh
yeah,
no. And the thing is, you really don't know why certain things happen in your life, and,
true.
when it's happening.
Yeah.
And you can look back and say, "Hey, if I'd have stayed here, I'd have did." You
Man.
just don't know, and you
Put
only can
it
go
and
for
bring
what
you
you
back
got.
too, right?
You keep it moving, you keep it walking, and whatever happens is going to happen. And then when it does happen, it's like, okay, it had a reason. I honestly believe had I stayed, I wasn't doing the right thing at Virginia Tech. It was way too big for me.
Wow.
So going to class and all of that stuff. I'm finding myself, because the idle mind is
So,
definitely So when you're not playing and you have that idle mind, you got a lot of time on your hand.
Yeah.
You do dumb stuff, and I
so
was starting to do dumb stuff.
Virginia Tech, when my daughter applied to schools, she got accepted like 5 or 6 schools, but she narrowed it down to Virginia Tech and North Carolina A&T.
Hmm.
And she's always been APIB, all the way through, right? We visited Virginia Tech 3, 4 days. I played golf there 2 days,
Hmm.
and they had an airport. I didn't realize they had an airport and a golf
Hmm.
course. I'm like, hey, this is a nice place, right? Now this
Uh-huh.
is 99, 2000. This is Michael Vick's year.
Hmm.
Michael Vick is there, right? So we stayed down there for like 3 or 4 days. Like you say, huge. My daughter's not a huge college type of kid. It's what 25, 30,000 people down there at the time, I guess. And it's in the middle of nowhere. You got the Walmart, and that was it. This is
Blacksburg, Virginia.
yeah.
Christiansburg
So
Mall.
and I got family in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. So we spent like 3, 4 days there. She got accepted. She was a computer science major, yada yada yada. But then we go visit North Carolina A&T, and it was a better fit for her because she was just small. She's
Mhm.
a small school, but we got down there, man, and she loved it. Did well. Ended up going through getting her job, getting her co-op, and Booz Allen hired her, then sent her to grad school and all that, man. So, but like you say, man, if you are not prepared,
Oh
if
yeah.
your personality, I mean, if something like that, and then you take that, you got the whole football team, you got these guys, but you get down there and don't have that kind of support because you guys, believe it or not, had your own little cottage little industry there. You
Oh,
own
yeah.
a little
Oh,
circle.
yeah.
You know? A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of guys down there didn't even have that.
Right.
So I can see where that place can eat you alive, man. I can see where a school that big can eat you alive, man. So, what, like you say, whatever happened for a reason, happened for you, not to you. And look at you, here we are.
Look,
So,
a lot of the problem was when you on the team, you're the big man on campus.
oh yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah.
you got a lot of liberties that you shouldn't have got.
oh man, yeah.
And some people, to me, that was probably my downfall. I needed to go to
Absolute
a
power
smaller school.
corrupts absolutely, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I remember walking, and Q could probably tell you that too. Yeah, we walk into class one day, and we walking. It was like 4 players, and we were walking side by side. And because we walking side by side, we took the whole walkway.
Yep.
All right, I can
So you know what? Behind us was probably about 500 people that wouldn't go around us. And we were just walking slow and talking. We weren't even, I mean, we had no purpose. The purpose was to get to class, but we wasn't moving with no speed.
totally
And
oblivious to what's going on around you,
they
right?
would not go around us. They just walked right behind us because they knew not to go to one of them guys. Them guys is that's the dang football team. And it was, and that, when you coming from, I don't care where you coming from, but like you say, you when you left where you were, you was on the top.
Yeah.
And when you got to another school, you were still at the top. Even though you're with the top of, you at the top with everybody's the top, but you're there with the top. And it took, where I say, like with my high school, I know I wasn't prepared for college.
Okay.
It was definitely the class, because you're in there in the classroom and they don't care that you a football player or whatever, and you're sitting in a biology class with 300 students. You just a number on the test. When you took your test,
right there,
when you took your test, you look on there and find your number and see what you got on it. You didn't you didn't actually, see a teacher and whatever, you just went to class. They give you a syllabus in the first day, and if you didn't come back at all,
figure it out.
Oh well, you just a number, and me personally wasn't ready. It was a smaller school that helped me.
Yeah,
and even that, when I got there, still, now you're a big fish in this little pond.
Yeah.
And if you don't work it, and that's why I needed, like Q's and all of them to say, wait a minute, you need to ground yourself. But then, he the same thing. He just as big, so we had to hold each other down.
Yeah. And it's close. That close association is, like, it's crazy, Walt. But you haven't met my wife. I don't know if you met Eric's wife.
No.
But if you've met Bill's wife, you've met my wife, Eric's wife. Our wives. This is the crazy. Me and my wife, we was in St. Lucia talking about this. How myself, Eric, and Bill basically picked almost the same woman based on the needs that we needed in us for governance and the ability to actually keep us level, because we're fly.
Now,
Wait, Walt, before you say that, Andisi, okay, I see you later, and thank you for coming out on the show. Thank you.
He has met my wife, and he will tell you the same thing about her. And people were like, how in the they'll ask my wife, how in the world do you put up with this guy?
Oh yeah.
And she'll say, I don't. I send him to work with you.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So, hey man, we balance each other, and that's a great thing, man. But the reality is, man, it's like we are aware of who we are as men.
Yes.
So you can appreciate those things. But if you are not, back to the quote I gave you earlier, Bill, from Og Mandino, if you're not aware of who you are, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And if you got a problem with the man in the mirror, that's
100%.
Problem. Yeah,
Snapback. Thank you for coming out, and good night to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Q. I know if you gotta go, and I don't want to hold you because I know you.
Bill, I'll talk to you all night, bro. Listen, I'm teleworking tomorrow, bro. So let's go.
And Walt, I know you came on and filled in the slot, and I appreciate
we'll get off
you.
in a little bit, man. But hey, man, it's a pleasure because Q you. I've heard about you, man. So it's a pleasure. And
We
then
gotta
again,
we gotta get together, brother.
absolutely. And then
We
here's
got
the
a
other,
fresh flesh.
for sure, man, for sure. But here's the other piece, man. Like, you know, dealing with you guys, dealing with you, Eric, his uncle and I've been knowing his uncle since I was a young guy too. But you know, and you get to see him, and it's good for me to see him in different modes, so to speak. Because even when we bowled on Fridays, you know what I mean? Hey man, the man is an assassin, man. The man, you know, no matter what he's doing, what he's playing, man, he wants to murder you.
Ultra
Ultra compare, and that's why the name of this show is perfect for him, man.
Yeah.
Iron sharpening iron, yeah.
Sure.
And it's like he's so matter of fact about it. That's the part. It don't drive me crazy, man. But when we were in the Golf Channel had an amateur tour, right? And you turned me onto it, right? Did I turn you?
Yeah.
Turned me onto it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I joined, and he was just starting out, so I was in a different flight. The next flight up, but he really should have been in the next flight, but they just didn't catch him soon enough, right? And he was murdering them, man. I mean, in the hate, not real hate, but like to hear guys be like, "Oh man, this is ridiculous." Oh, we lost it.
Right? No, he's still there.
Okay. Man, this is ridiculous, man. This guy should be in another flight, yada yada yada. And Bill is just trying to figure out.
Sorry about that.
He's just trying to figure out the game, man. And he figured out because he's that guy. He's like a, you know, thank God like I say, he only uses his powers for good, because if he didn't, he'd be a serial killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, once he had figured out technique, the process, the whole 9 yards. But the good thing, and I don't have to tell you this because you guys played opposite fields, but still, hey man, this guy right here is gonna always keep you sharp. He's gonna always keep you grounded. He's gonna always keep you, you know, on point. And sometimes, man, he'll ask me stuff. He says, "So what about such and such?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know, you got me. Okay, man. All right, man. You guys said, yeah, you absolutely 100% right. You are 100% right." He said, "Nah." And his father was the same way. His father was the same way. Wasn't a hollerer, wasn't a screamer, wasn't a big cheerleader, man. But he just, you know, remember that Richard Pryor skit when he was going through his stuff, and he said Jim Brown came into the room and said, "What you gonna do?" You know, that's what he is, man. It's like, hey, okay, so I got you, man. So what's your plan? What are you gonna do? I mean, I heard all of this. That's nice, man. That's real nice. But what you gonna do? What's your plan?
Oh yeah.
And you know, and there it is, man. And you gotta have it. And it's especially for me because I don't have any brothers or sisters. You know, you got 14 other people to kick it off of. You know. So his father was my sounding board, and then he ended up being my sounding board. And we don't even, you know, we play golf. We probably seen each other much more when we're playing golf, but now with this, we talk more. And we were bowling every Friday, but now he's not bowling, so you know. But yeah, man. So I admire you guys, man. And it's good that we, especially as men, are here at this age to be able to talk about it. Hey, look, in spite of ourselves, man. So.
Oh yeah, man, that's the big thing right there. So let me say, Siobhan Jackson, of course, that's Mama Jack. Good night, Jack. Thanks for coming on the show and supporting with us. Ty Joy, thank you. And I think the wave is saying she's leaving us right now. So we got people that's falling out. Because Q, the way it normally works is I do 1 hour with the guests, and then we do 1 hour after show. And we went over that time, but I got Q on the line. And that's cool. And as long as I don't see no spouses grabbing you by the neck, either one of y'all, I think y'all safe right now.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, but and the thing is, I mean, we're still live and everything is going, and it's real talk, so it's not like we were. Right. But this is what the whole show, what I was trying to even do with the show in the first place, was to have real conversations where we can sit back and laugh and talk and go through things and put real subjects out there, because there's a lot of men. I just say men. I can't speak for women, but there's a lot of men that don't share information.
Right.
They don't. You know. We have that crab in this, you know, that mentality. Let me hold you back instead of lifting you up.
Right.
And that's, you know, I've never was in that in that mindset. I wasn't trying to, if you got something, I'm cheering you on. I'm happy for you to get it.
Yeah.
I talk with a lot of people, and if you played against me or played with me on the same team, but we was on the opposite sides of the field. So Walt, one time I was playing golf at down in Williamsburg at the Horseshoe, and I had Pat Blesky with me, the guy from high school with me.
Absolutely.
Well, then Q showed up just to watch us play.
Oh, wow.
So now I got Pat and Q. Now, Pat was my high school linebacker. Q was my college linebacker. I done made Hall of Famers right here.
Oh yeah.
I done made Hall of Famers right here because don't look, and I would get upset with them. You go out there and don't hit them other teams after you done wore me out in practice. Nah, you better go out there and crush them. 100%. You better go out there and crush them because you didn't wore me out all week long. Go out there and you better not let somebody run over you. I'm going to be fighting you. So when I heard, because I didn't get to go, but when I heard the Q got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I mean, I'm sitting back and I'm like, well-deserved, 100% well-deserved. The time that he put in, the obstacles he's overcame and all of that stuff, 100% deserved. And it really just sad that I wasn't there to see him when he, got in, you know what I'm saying? Because, it was just, that's my brother. That's my brother right there. And but he deserved it. He deserved it. It wasn't like they gave him anything. He put the time in.
Hey, bro,
and he survived where a lot of us fell off. Where a lot of us rung the bell.
Yeah.
He hung in there and finished the course. So I had even more respect for him for that because when that first coach got fired and the new coach came in, I was already ringing the bell because me and that coach didn't get along at all.
Yeah.
And it didn't take much for me to walk out the door.
Military?
Huh?
That's when you went to the military?
Oh, yeah. Because, like I say, he had us out there practicing at 6 in the morning. And I'm sitting there like, if I want to get up at 6 in the morning, I join the military. And his comment back was, then join the military. I left that field, went right over to the recruiter because we had ROTC at the school. I went right over there. How'd I get in? And he like, well, do this. That's why Q like,
he did what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it was the saddest day of my life. I'm telling you,
hey man,
it was the saddest day of my life, and I was like, I got mad at him because first of all, I didn't get the heads up that he had when the coach got fired. When I got to school, that's when I found out we had a new coach.
Wow.
And everybody kept saying the same thing. And Bill kept telling them, everybody kept saying, hey, he's kind of short. The thing that drove me crazy, actually just drove me crazy. Every time I go somewhere, they would say, he was at Virginia Tech, he's kind of short. And Bill kept saying, y'all better hold up.
You better get out there.
9?
5'8".
5'8", and how much did you weigh?
225.
Oh man, all right.
But look, Walt,
I already know.
Man, oh man. Look,
linebacker, man, he got a mentality.
But here's the thing: people don't realize this. The lowest, that lowest area, that short end, getting up under somebody and getting there, beating that block and getting under that, it was a nightmare to try to mess with him.
This is the part nobody knew. The man is throwing concrete bricks and 2x4s every summer, man. A lot of people, that's a different type of. Hey, look, and Q, I know you heard this before. In Big Jack, we all got relatives from the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
They say, man, the two most dangerous people in the world is the guy who's country smart and country strong.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So we all had a cousin. We all had cousins that come up to the big city, and next thing you know, man, they out fighting everybody, out playing basketball, the whole football, the whole 9 yards, because it's just a different mentality. It's just a different mentality, man.
Yeah.
So,
man. And the other part of that, the Q's on here, so I ain't tooting his horn or nothing, but it heart. He ain't fear.
Yeah.
He had no fear. It was like, what the heck?
we're crazy.
I don't care. Look, I don't care I got him. I got him. Like you say, he's switching sides with somebody like I'll hit him. I got him. Yeah, he's being smart enough to know that I had that bad wrist, but it's all good. But at the same time, it wasn't no, just to say, I got him. I'm not worried about him. I'm gonna get up in there and get there. It's gonna be, he tells that story. I never tell anybody that story about that blocking Virginia Tech or that running Virginia Tech.
The stiff arm.
Yeah, I don't never tell anybody the story. I let Q tell the story because the thing was,
listen, I could see my feet, bro. As I was going over, I could see my feet.
Oh man,
that's how bad it was.
So it's funny, man. What you like today? I volunteered at the African American Museum.
Mm-hmm.
So today, I'm in the museum and I run into Kevin Howard.
Oh,
who was the boxer, the first guy to put Sugar Ray down on his line, right? And when I see him, this guy comes in, he's still probably about 165, 170 pounds. He got a gold, not a gold chain, but it's like a silver or platinum. But he's got these two boxing gloves, this pair of boxing gloves, So I'm messing with him. I'm at the front desk. I said, "Yo, hey, what's up, sir? How you doing? You a boxer, man?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I'm Kevin Howard." And I said, "Kevin Howard?" And then I said, you from Philly? He said, "Yeah." I said, "You know where you are?" He said, "Yeah, I know where I am." I said, "Man, I cried for 3 days when you put Ray down, man. Because Ray had never been knocked down."
Right.
First one to put him down. You can Google the fight yourself. But, it's funny, man, because, like on any given day.
Oh, yeah.
How good you say you are, right, Bill?
Yeah.
No matter how strong you were, Q, there's always somebody that can pull your card.
Yes, sir.
But the huge thing about that is you guys became friends because that's just all respect, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's all respect, man.
Yeah, you respect the game, bro. I mean,
like you say, man, sometimes back to iron sharpening iron, man. You got respect for the people who challenge you the most. And then you can't call yourself good at what you do unless you're playing against people as good or better, right?
Right.
So yeah. So my old man used to always tell me, if you the smartest, the brightest, the baddest, the fastest in the group, you need a new group.
You need another group.
That's right.
Need a new group because you're not being challenged, man. So that's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and you got enough stuff going against you anyway, and just just because you were born a different color or whatever it is, and like I say, I would never say it to him. Well, I did most time, but he was height challenged, so like he came in height challenged stuff. So you're already like, and when people say it, you're just laughing at him because I'm like, you don't know this guy. And you're already judging him. You're judging him because you've seen that he kind of short. Like, what does that have to do with him out there playing ball?
Yeah.
And wait till he get on that field, and you're going to see the whole different part of it. He's 10 feet tall when he's on that field, and you got to watch him.
My best friend growing up was a guy named Rick. I talked to him yesterday. Your father knew Rick, Jack. And so best way I can describe Rick is, did you ever see Devil in the Blue Dress with Denzel Washington?
Oh, yeah.
Don Cheadle. Well, the Don Cheadle character was Mouse. That's Rick. That's, if you didn't want him dead, why'd you leave him with me? That's Rick, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's funny because I'm only 5'9",
and
I'm probably 165, middleweight, size of a middleweight coming up, long time ago. And people would always, like, we go out hanging at the Go-Go's, whatever, like, they think I'm the threat. I'm like, I'm the peacekeeper. I'm the nice guy. That guy right there is the guy that will sit you down, man. And man, I cannot tell you how many times I watched Rick at 5'5", 5'6", man, just put guys to sleep, man. I mean, hands were fast. And I mean, even to this day, he and I are like Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence in Life. And even to this day, man, we have had some fights and some pushing and shoving and some arguments and some debates and some opposite sides of the field stuff going on. And I say, man, the minute you slow down, I'm gonna get you. I said, I'm gonna slap blood out your nose, but right now I know I can't mess with you. Your hand's still too quick, man.
Too fast. That's it.
And the thing is, I can get them. I can definitely get them.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to pay the price for to get back what I got to get. You know
That's
what
it.
I
Look,
mean?
look, let me recognize them in the because we're still on the Iron Sharpening Iron.
Oh,
This is
wow,
the after
okay.
show. We got Anthony, my time down there. Hello, Anthony. How you doing? Roxy PH. Now, for both of y'all, just you don't know this, but Roxy PH is in the Philippines. So
yeah.
they're in the Philippines. So they're a day ahead of us right now. So it's
wow.
10:35 a.m. in the Philippines. So they're coming over. So thank you for being over here, Roxy, and supporting the Iron Sharpening Iron after show right now. And there's a couple of people that fell off, but we're still talking. So we're here. We got Quentin Barnes. That's my one of my three best friends in the world. Taking out my wife, so she definitely holds the title. But take her out of the picture, which we won't. But at the same time, my male friends, this is it right here. Now
she's in the league by herself, man.
She's in the league by herself, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But so one of the things that we was talking about before, and it was another show, but it was more like men don't share things that they're going through, and that's it's sad because you shouldn't go through by yourself. You shouldn't be alone, and that was one of the things that I remember being in school when I did have to have a conversation, having someone that I could actually sit down with that was not just going to, tell me to suck it up or whatever, but actually have a real conversation with me.
Oh, man, it'll
so,
be okay and all that.
And that's the whole thing. Well, you soft, man. What's wrong with you? No, wait a minute. I'm coming to you because I got some real issues going on. I got some real problems going on, and I need you to work with me. I need you to, it could be pray with me. I need you to talk to me. I need you to hang with me right now. And I just need somebody, that's it, not saying you're not going to judge me. You're just going to listen to me.
Right.
And with all of that, it's good to have a friend or sometimes that's your teammates, or when you're at a job, it's a person you might be close to. But at the same time, that's fallen away because I remember, I could talk to Walt, and I appreciate that when I was dealing with my cancer, when I had cancer and things like that, and having, it's like, man, this is one, I wanted to let him know. And it wasn't just because of that, but I wanted to let him know because I'm like, when I found out, I'm like, why nobody told me? So I'm like, I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, and I praise AQ. Man, I mean, I'm not even gonna say the word praise is not even probably. Well, I guess praise him, but I expected no less. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not even praise. I mean, you don't get extra credit for doing what I already expected you to do, right? But hey man, I'm 61. So a lot of my guys are older than me. Even like the guys we used to golf with on Wednesday. So when you see guys going through this, it's a cautionary tale. Now he is behind me, so I wasn't expecting to have this conversation with him, but I remember what his father went through, But I told him, man, I mean, the fact that you shared your story and had that conversation, and even just whatever subject matter you come up with on your show, you'd be surprised how many people are really like, wow, me too. Right. And sometimes, man, you think that, you're the only one going through it, man, and you're not.
Yeah.
And I think it's selfish, man, really, to, even if you don't share it on a public forum, but with your inner circle, and like, this is funny. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and just last week, we used to talk about football, sports, whatever. Now, my group, we're talking about Social Security and Medicare. You know what I mean? So, and then I'm on the phone the other day, talking to two of the guys I used to work with, who are two of my good buddies. And we sat there for 35, 45 minutes comparing blood work. Numbers, right? But here's what I learned by having the general conversation. When you go get your blood work done, the biometrics, like the average blood workup is probably like 25 biometrics, right?
Right.
Well, we're having conversations, and then one of the guys, my buddy, who's younger than both of us, he's 55. He says, and one is 62, I'm 60, 63, I'm 61, one's 55. He says, man, well, what about your such and such? And I'm like, oh, I don't have that. And then he started asking me, about 5 or 6, 7 other tests. That's like a secondary test to one of those tests that he takes, right? We take. So since then, I've gone just Wednesday, and it's a company called Life Force, and got those 50 biometric markers done. So now next time I go to my doctor for my physical, I'll take all my stuff with me and like, hey, what about this? Because it's not about what you see, it's about what you don't see.
Right.
And I called my doctor. The first thing he said was, yeah, we don't test for that because you didn't have your numbers, But no, but the thing is, I got some stuff I can work on right now. Stuff that's not high.
Right.
It's like, if I don't bring it in, in 6 months or a year, it could be that way,
Right.
So yeah, man. Hey, Jack, man, bro. Like I said, man, when you said you were gonna do this, I was shocked. I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, like I know you said, when you started doing the commercials, you started doing your ads, you started doing your stuff. The next thing you know, and this is how this guy works, man. I had to find out. I think I saw, because I called you and said, "What is this?" I think I saw, like it popped up on my timeline or something. I'm like, "Yo, man, you didn't tell me you had the daggone thing going." Oh yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. What day is Wednesday? Yeah. I put it out there a couple weeks ago. So, hey, man.
Nothing he does shocks me or surprises me.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
He's
look,
always been a leader. That's one thing that that I glean from him is people always say that leaders are born. No, leaders are developed.
I developed, yeah.
To develop, and through and by the namesake of this platform is iron sharpening iron. So I'm able, and I was able to gather my leadership, development under the wind of his wings, because I stepped right in when he left. I became black student president. All the things I was stepping in Big Bill's footsteps. As when he left.
He
So
challenged, man.
also was the first president to be impeached. So
for BMP.
Oh, I got impeached. As
look, I told you he was rough in school, man. He was rough, man.
Hey, man.
He crazy.
Hey, look, man. Challenge you without challenging you, man. Yeah,
Look,
we would have talked about you when you left, right?
look, check it out. Walk, check it out,
We
though.
would have talked about you, man.
There wasn't enough students for us, like during Greek week. There wasn't enough African American students.
Right.
There wasn't enough Qs, enough alphas, enough what's the other ones? Sigmas, the datas, and all of that. There wasn't enough. So I had to go to the school, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not fair to call it Greek week and we can't participate.
Right.
Let's participate. They said, well, y'all can put all y'all's together. Y'all can put all y'all's together. I'm like, all right. So they got all the Greeks going around the school, the Caucasian Greeks, the Black Greeks, the this and that, and it's Greek week. So Q's wife, that's definitely my sister. That's one of my sisters right there. She's coaching me. She's coaching me to sing. I'm going to sing in the talent show for Mr. Golden Bear. That was the name, the mascot of the school. I'm in there singing a cappella, no music, no. I'm singing and won the thing, won the competition, yo. You talking to people being mad? Oh, like, I ain't no dang singer.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, when he showed up to the golf course and started winning, and people realized he had literally just started playing golf this season, they were upset.
Yeah, it's bothersome, man.
They were upset, man. But the difference is, and this is what people don't see, Q, he's a big process guy.
Oh, yeah.
He respects the process, and he respects the fundamentals of whatever he does, even building this platform. The fact that he is not chasing dollars, trying to make it looking for shock value.
Right. Right.
Just having basic conversations with general people about stuff that people can relate to.
That's right.
And then what happens is, just like anything else in life, when it starts to grow exponentially and
Yes,
hits
sir.
mass, he's gonna be on his way. So,
Yes, sir.
Nah.
like he said,
Yeah.
I'm not for money. If YouTube gave me $1, I'll cash the check.
Oh, I'll cash the check, but
But
yeah,
he's
I'm not in it for right
not
now.
for the dollar.
Look, I'm not in it for right now, so I'm going to leave it right there, right now. Hey, my time. The code is down there in the comments if you want to. I like my time. He's a doctor, so he's a doctor, but he's just a cool, real person. And then
Absolutely.
if he got time, if he want to pop up here, he's more than welcome. But the thing is, his name itself, I just love the way what he broke down his name. So yeah. So but he's more than welcome if you want to come. But I got Q Barnes up here for those who are still in the comments is hanging with us. I got Walter Jernigan. So I'm in. I always say I'm in mini heaven because I always had Eric on the stage too. So we had all y'all up here, and I know my wife know if I can get y'all on the phone, I'm going to talk and talk and talk. So this is just another way to talk without being on my phone. But I'm right here, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and we're on the Iron Sharpening Iron, the after show. So now this is what I got going on, just to throw this out there. So on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, you might have seen the commercial going on. We're doing a We Be Jamming live. So Jaron, my son, my oldest son, has a band called the Heavy Hitters. And what we did was we got 5 musical artists that's going to be on the stage. They're going to be just like this platform here. Each one of them will have a 10-minute set. And we're going to judge them from the comment section to say which team won or which person won. But it's We Be Jamming live. So Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be We Be Jamming live. So I'm going to play that commercial real quick for anybody who didn't know and put it in there. And then we're going to come back and finish talking if y'all good.
All right.
All right. So give me a second. Thanks, bro.
All right.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. And here we go. All right, we're back. We're back at the Iron Sharpening Iron after show with Quentin Barnes and Walter Jernigan on the stage with me. And you just saw the little commercial we put together for the We Be Jamming live.
Commercial,
man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes.
So the deal is the last Saturday of every month, we're going to have another one. So everyone. So the Heavy Hitters is more running this show. I'm just using this platform as a way to get it out there and get it across. So we got a good lineup coming. We definitely going to have. We got, matter of fact, Creating Change is going to perform because he has his own show. Shine Dig is going to perform. I don't know if you remember the twins, the Double Roses twins.
Yes.
One of the twins is going to sing and perform. The Heavy Hitters will be on stage, and then it's another person I think called Here and There, and they're going to be performing. So those are our 5 artists that's going to be on the stage, and for that 10-minute set, and we're gonna have some fun. We're definitely gonna have some fun. So
stuff, man. I have to make sure I'm gonna be out of town. I'll be on the road actually. Well, actually, I won't be on the road, but I'll be out of town. So
the cool thing about when you're doing anything with YouTube and all is because of the fact that it's all recorded. So if you don't
no, but I want to be able to vote. I want to.
I
want to be able to vote, man. I want to be able to say, when this guy started, when they get the recording contract, I want to be able to be like, yeah, man.
And it's funny because a lot of them, it's a thing called Tiny Desk. It's a contest. Well, we're starting to get some of the artists from that to come on and be on the show. So that's what we're working on to get them. Yeah.
You got a Tiny Desk and you got the front porch.
Right.
And hey man, yeah. And they just the front porch thing is pretty big, man. But the Tiny Desk is definitely big because
yes, sir.
That's public radio.
Yes,
But
sir.
basically, man, I didn't get caught up in the tiny desk stuff until COVID, during COVID.
Right.
Tiny desk and just like verses,
Mm.
same thing.
So look in the chat, Anthony Montan saying height challenge. See, he look. He might look. I can told him that man was 10 feet tall when he got on that field.
Yeah.
You better watch out. You better watch out. I'm telling you. And look, I loved it when people when they looked at him and thought by his size he ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I'm like, look.
Did you hear about the guy? Did you see the video online about the guy who extended his height by about a foot?
Mm.
Oh no.
Yeah, man, it's a real thing. He had to have his legs cut at his thigh
Mm.
and his shin. And yeah, man, it was I'll send you the link, Jack.
Mm.
Yeah, this guy, man, he was actually on Vlad.
All right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Look.
And this guy was like 5'5".
Right.
He was 5'5", and now he is like he's 6'2". He didn't go up.
Oh wow. Well, that's
They only
crazy.
recommend like you go up like 6 inches maybe.
Mm.
Wow.
Or maybe 5 inches, and he went above that, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
It
wasn't. I mean, for what we was doing and what I didn't need all that extra height and all that for what I
Yeah.
had to do.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's funny because like I'm only 5'9", right? So I'm surrounded by 6-footers everywhere I go. My father was 6'2". I always mess with him and say, man, you must have had a rough night at work. But but my point is, like you say, man, 5'9", and say, oh man, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you were showing him that you could at that level, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So and that's the beautiful thing, man. I mean, you see, that's just it's like you gotta be part of being successful at anything is being comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. A lot of people just don't. They look at it totally wrong.
Well, the thing is, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I lived at 5'8". Okay, all right. So my actual height was 5'8", but the way that I walked around, I was 7'6".
Oh, no doubt, and that's my point.
I had the confidence. My confidence was that I was 7'6", almost a couple inches taller than Shaquille O'Neal, and like Bill Jackson, I was I was an alpha male. I wanted to win in everything. If I went on the field, you would definitely find me in the library because I was gonna be the best student too. So I was, that transfer, outside of the football field also, and but it was the like-mindedness that we had that brought us together. Well, I won't say brought us together. It kept us together.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what?
I like my.
You probably had more competition in your house than you had on your team.
Oh yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Think about
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Think about how many people right there in your house held you accountable, man.
Yes.
Kept you straight. Where did you fall in line?
Dude, when they came to the game, it was a crazy.
Where did you fall in line? So the oldest, youngest, where were you? Where were you?
He was next to the bottom.
I was number 9 of 10 boys.
Wow.
I only had one under me, and that was my baby brother Jeff. He was murdered in 1997.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
But so I was essentially what is called the knee baby. I was the one standing by the knee as the mama held the baby. So baby.
Yeah.
And but I had I had 8 brothers in front of me that were all listen. When they came there, they adopted Bill, Eric, and Will as our brothers.
Because, 100%. As soon as they got there.
Oh yeah, because we all acted alike. We were all crazy. And
hey man, that's man. I'm sure that's a rough crew. And it's definitely better to be on the good side of that. But the thing is, if you're not on the team in the crew, so to speak, at least if you just basically stay out the way, y'all want bullies about
That
it.
was the whole thing. Yeah. If you're not going to be with us, you definitely get
Just
out
stay
the
out.
way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
Be fine.
And the thing was, see, that was the thing. So when Q got in his little mix up there on the campus and they calling me into the office and they're asking me what we're going to do about it. My question back was, what you going to do about it? I said, because everybody's from a major city. You're just one phone call away
Oh yeah.
from, yeah. I said, you're just one phone call away from having Virginia Beach, Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts. It's
Yeah.
going to be
Brooklyn.
Miami, Florida. It's about to get popping up in here. So what are you going to do about it?
You gonna do that.
And so they had to, what they did was put all the Greeks together in one meeting hall so we can actually talk over. We were having these type of meetings before they was having these type of meetings. Like we need to work this thing out because it's way out of hand and
Yeah.
it popped. It was getting to the point that someone actually took a shot at him,
Oh, yeah.
and now like we're getting way too far now
Oh, yeah.
Really?
because you can not like them, but you can't hurt them because if you
Yeah.
hurt them,
I was just
I
about
can promise you this:
yeah.
this town ain't big enough
What-
if you hurt him. And I'm just telling you,
yeah.
it ain't big enough if you hurt him, and there's nothing none of us going to be able to do
Dude,
because that was the wrong one.
right.
I didn't have that kind of brother. Eric didn't have them kind of brothers, and nobody else had them kind of brothers. So the one you picking with was the wrong one to pick with because his force was a little bit bigger than us.
He was one of them guys. Somebody said, "Yeah, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z." I said, "Look here, champ. You might want to fight a few warm ups first. Go see."
Well, I tell you this. So out of my mom and dad, that they, you know, same woman, same man, 15 kids.
Wow.
My father, he passed away in 2018. No, 2017. And at this past summer's family reunion, there was an account of 202 grand, great grandchildren that came from my mother and my father.
202.
202.
All y'all been busy.
To the point, real quick. I'm sorry, Q in the chat. Just Hawk 757 saying Uncle Q. So I'm gonna say you might know who that person. I don't know. I've never seen him.
That's First Sergeant Isaiah Hawk. He's my nephew. My
Okay.
oldest
All right.
Sarah son.
All right. I just want to make sure I recognize him that he's down there. And look, nephew, if you want to, the chat is there. The link is there. If you want to pop up here, you're more than welcome. It's right there in the chat. So if you want to hit that link and come on in, you're more than welcome. But we're on the Iron Sharpening Iron after show. I got Q Barnes up here, Walter Jernigan hanging with me tough. Both of y'all, I appreciate it. We way past the hours that we normally have a show. Like the last time I did this, it was the Super Bowl. But,
hey man, I never told you that either, man. Hey bro, you earned your keep, man. You remind me of Petey Green back in the day with Super Bowl. I'm like, man, my man is on here doing this thing, and to compete against the game wasn't that much,
right.
But you still to compete.
But that's my whole thing. I said I'm gonna go. Like my show is Wednesdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. And I'm like, well, you're not gonna do it Sunday because it's the Super Bowl. No, I'm going on. The show got to go on, you know. But what I was doing during that game was I was posting the scores and keeping people up to date. And we had people in the chat and everything. It was a good, people telling me to score through the chat. So now we have fun. We have fun. But now, Q, I look back at a lot of stuff that was done when we was in school. Once school was done, you went because we all live our own lives,
right?
And when things happen in the world, when 9/11 or we're looking at COVID, and even now, stuff that's going on,
right?
I reach out because then I'm asking, are you okay? I want to make sure that you covered and this and that, because we're all affected in different ways. And I know that when you own your own business, you know what I'm saying, and you got people that actually work for you, and I know the type of person you are. You're gonna sit there and try to feed them even if you're not going to eat. Because you know that the people that work for you got family, they got wives, they got children.
Right.
And now you got to provide for them or try to find a way. We don't got no work. It's COVID. Ain't nothing going on. The whole country was shut down. And you still got people that, so I know you pointed and said I was a leader, but for you to hold a company together in a time where a lot of people couldn't, that again reflects on you. What I said, you was the one that didn't ring the bell when we was all in school and all of that. And, it's just, again, a hats off to you. And I know you were talking about some flowers earlier, but you've earned yours. And I definitely respect you for that. And here's anytime I'm in the area, I could be in Richmond or I'm in wherever. I say, Q, I'm in Richmond. All right, I'll be there. What time? And he'll pop up, maybe we might eat lunch, and then he gone. And that's about as fast as it is.
So you're in Richmond?
No.
In the 757 in the Hampton Roads area.
Hampton Roads, gotcha. Okay.
And,
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, when I'm in Richmond, matter of fact, when we went down there for the bowling tournament, like Q pops up and hang out with me for a little bit, and then he going back home, man. So
anywhere that joker, if listen, I'm coming. I'll tell him I'm coming to press your flesh, boy.
My man.
Because
look, Walt, the wife is from PG County.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So when they come up here, it's like I get bothered when he come up and don't say nothing because it's like I'm right here. You right here in town, and
he got to tell you afterwards.
He'll come in. He talked that smack to me, but he'll come in and roll right out and tell me he was there.
Yeah.
Like, wait, let me come.
He's like, what?
Yeah, but if he tells you that he's here and he can't see you, that's a problem. So.
And that's part of it too, because it's one of those things where I'm here on a mission. We're gonna be here for a second. Ain't got time to do nothing but say hey. So but no, it's been like I say, it's just a handful of people, and I don't even have a handful. I got 3 that I can actually, I would say, a friend. I'm saying a friend that if I needed it, I know I could call, and that's what I'm hoping. And if you
better
need it,
call.
you can call.
Call first.
Yeah. Look,
I better be that first phone call.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's very, you say that circle of people that you trust. Here's my this, here's my house, here's this. Because and it's definitely, we're not at that point where, we'll go months without talking to each other. It's like. Because we don't have to, it's like I don't have to talk to you every day to just see me out. But it's just one of those when we do talk,
And it's like you just talked yesterday when you pick up, right?
100%. Like man, when did we finish this conversation? Last time we talked, there it is, right there.
When I tell him and Eric when we get off the phone, about to get off the phone, I always tell him, "Hey, I love you, bro," because that's what I that's our connection.
Right.
Our connection is what what the Lord the Lord said that we needed for identification purposes. The love we have one for another. So that's always my salutation to a brother. Hey, I love you, bro. So the next time, I don't know when the next time we'll speak to you, but if something happens, that the last thing I said to you was that I love you, boy.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, and it's real. So that's the part,
I'm sitting here, man. I'm enjoying this because I'm getting ready to get off, but I'm just like, man, sitting here. I've heard him. He's talked about you, Q, man. When we were going through his upcoming shows, and he was explaining who was who, and then of course when he got the Q, man, he was like, I'm like, oh, this is your partner in crime here. He said, oh man, you just don't know, man. And like you said,
hey, Walt,
he did tell me was he did not tell me about the stiff arm. You did tell me that. So
yeah, he won't. He listen. It's his makeup. He won't allow himself to embarrass us. But it happened, and it's history. So you can't erase history, bro. It happened.
Look, the worst part is I didn't score, so it don't matter.
Definitely. At the end of the game, I was like,
that part right there. But
I told him at the end of the game, you did me dirty, man. And you know,
you still saw your feet. That wasn't good
enough. Look, Walt, he didn't tell you the rest of the story though. Because this was during the spring game. Was it spring game? Spring game. So the whole next week he had to watch that on film because it was going.
And the coach kept saying about Q, what are you doing? What was going through your man right then? I was hoping that my head wouldn't touch my feet. That's what was going through my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, you know, I know because of him as an athlete, it was I probably got the best of it at that moment, you know, because just as fast as that stiff arm, he could have hit me and I'd be laying on my back. And then, look, it's funny because Eric could tell you the same story from when we was in high school playing against each other. He went to Crossland, and I'm at Bladensburg. So, and we're playing in a game against each other, and I'm catching a screen pass. This is me and Eric. So if he's still listening, he might not, but I'm catching a screen pass, and my back is totally turned. He's playing cornerback, so he's coming up. I mean, he's coming up flying, and I got two choices. I'm either going to turn right or I'm going to turn left, and he's coming. I don't know he's coming. If I'd have turned right, I'll probably be in the hospital still today. But that's how fast he was coming, and he was going to lay me out. I went left, and all you see is him flying by, sliding because now he's trying to put on his brakes. I probably laughed for the first 10 yards because I saw him go by and end up getting caught by their safety or whatever. But I'm like, but if I had turned the other way, I know without a doubt he'd have rung my bell. So. Look, for the one time I got Q, don't count for the 10 and 12 times he got me. So, hey, look, yeah, without that.
When you get a chance, and it's on YouTube, I think it was Ocho tried to hit Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, yeah.
You remember that?
Like I accidentally hit Ray. Yeah, yeah. And look,
he thought he was going to blindside Ray.
Oh, yeah. He was going to try to cut block. He was trying to, just sneak up on one. Yeah, don't do it.
Awareness was just on 10.
So, yeah, and that was the thing.
He laid him out, man. He laid him out. I mean, he laid him out. I'm like,
but what I did like, because what Q did, because Q became my left side, if you don't catch, because he knew that left side was bad. So if he was out hanging somewhere, club or whatever, he became my left side because he wouldn't let nobody get on that wrist. He knew it was bad. And because I wouldn't let anybody know it was bad because people are going to try you. People are going to try you. So I wasn't going to let them have that. And he wasn't going to let them have that because it's like, I don't want you to go down. Nobody's going to know you got that weakness except you.
The beauty of it because he knew this is what I need to do to get him.
Yeah. but nobody else.
But he wouldn't let
nobody else. He wouldn't.
Will Lemon was my roommate. I didn't even tell Will. I just told him I got him.
I got him. What are you doing?
I got him. I know what to do. Look, he stopped more arguments by saying I'm gonna hit that wrist. I'm gonna get that wrist. Look, Walt, to this day that wrist is still bad. It's still bad.
Because
still bad.
You know for a fact. And no matter how much you protect it, he can still get it, man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much. Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Look, I got one backstage. I want to pop in. I want him to meet y'all before you go, Walt, real quick, and so you can see him. What's up, Mind Time? What's going on, man? Dr. Anthony.
Hey, my friend Big Jack, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Conversation.
What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Bonds?
All right.
What's your name? Mr. Junkin?
Journey, Walt is fine. Just Walt. My last name is Jernigan, but Walt is my name.
How you doing, Mr. Walt?
Hey, Mr. Walt was my father, so I'm just Walt, man.
Oh, how you doing, Walt?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well, Dr. Anthony Lassen.
Just call me Anthony.
So
go by no titles.
So you a YouTuber too?
Yeah, YouTuber, content creator.
Content creator, okay. Well, you know, I'm not in the game, so I'm learning a lot just listening to Big Jack. So I'm not so please forgive me. I'm not up on the terminology.
So my time, I think one of your speakers are on. You got one of your one of them. Okay, that's what it is.
Let me take it off. Because sometimes if you popping in and popping off. Hold on.
Yeah. All right, no problem. I can that now it's not it's a little bit. But
Yeah,
this
when
man,
God,
his handle is my time. So my
My,
time. Now, can you explain my time, what it stands for?
oh, my time. My time means my time. This is my experience.
my man.
Everybody got an experience. God gave everybody a gift, and the gift is not for that person. It's for you to share with a fellow man or your fellow brother and sister. Everything you went through is not for you. It's for
Yes,
you to help somebody else get out what you came out of. The scars that you have, you can tell somebody, I got the same scars you have. So this is how I got out. You can come out the same way. So my time is, this is my experience. So that's where the time came from.
that's my
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
God,
man.
yeah,
But I love this conversation, man. Men, iron sharpening iron. Men helping men
yes, sir.
cope with things that's happening in life that men really don't want to talk about because they
Yeah.
can't trust another man because they never saw another man trust them. So
That's
this is
the point.
this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
nah, I appreciate it. And that's it right there. You
You
know,
know what it's all
like I
about.
said, when I was in school and Q became my left hand, I mean, even though he was my right hand man, you know, and Eric was he was the calm one because he kept us both grounded. Because if it wasn't for him, we both would, because we would get rowdy, and then like Eric be like, "Come on, both of y'all need to calm down and get get stuff together." You know, so and because of that, you know, I think we all became better people. You
Right.
know, we're all, you know, and like I said, that friendship is deep. It's
Yeah,
not just a you know, it's not just to say my friend. You know, this is my friend, this is my brother,
my brother.
and because of that, you know, it's like I say, that trust factor is there. You know, when we have situations we need to talk, we actually sit down and talk, you know, and go through those things and work it out. And the good thing is, it's been very rare. You know, they're not that friend that's always calling, wanting something or needing something or whatever. They, you know, they try to work it out, and if they can't, then here you go. But it's no fear to come and tell you that I need help. It's no fear to tell you that I got this situation going, or there's no fear telling you I just found out about this. Have you checked on this?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's where a lot of times we don't, because
yeah.
when you said Walt, you telling me about my father having prostate cancer. My
Amen.
father didn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I needed you to know, because uh that would have been better. Because when I went to the doctor and they were saying, well, do you have this in your family, any history? And I'm like, no, because no one else has said they had it. No one else has said they had this problem.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, no, we don't have a history of prostate cancer or whatever. And that wasn't true. It was there.
Well,
It
yeah.
was my uncle on my mom's side and my father both had it. So that was a whole different. I should have been tested a long time before I got tested, you know,
Before you
because it was in the blood
there's the blood.
and it wasn't.
35
I just
years old.
so let me talk to Dill Dillon. I don't know Dill Dillon. So that's why I haven't let you on the stage. I had to learn something the other day. If you don't have the blue jacket, that's just a policy that I have. Unless someone on this stage can tell me they know you, but that's why I haven't let you on. But it's not.
Get feedback.
It's got to be Anthony. I think it's
Okay.
my time.
You got
If it's not
feedback?
him, it might be me. So let me.
Let
I
me
think it might be yeah. So is it
let me
on?
move this over this side. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, sorry about that. So Dill Dillon, and if it might be me too. 'Cause I don't know. I remember we had that problem before.
Touch it off. I think if he puts it in a case or whatever,
Yeah. It's not good enough?
there you go. Yeah, I think it was just getting the feedback from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it could be me. Is it still doing it?
But I didn't get it till he came on.
Yeah, till he
Then
came
when I
on.
took it out, it got better, but I'm still
Yeah.
getting it. I am still getting it.
But
I
let
didn't
me.
mean to disrupt the peace. I didn't mean to disrupt the peace, brother.
No, you're not disrupting the picture. So just disrupt yourself, sir.
Yeah, it's still doing it. So it's not me. It's not my headset.
So
But
did you cut it off or did you just take it off?
mine's
No,
completely
the
off.
top.
Mine's off.
Yeah, mine's off. Mine's on the other side of the room.
Okay, but is it off? Because I don't know where we got it from.
Well, let me see something real quick. Anthony.
Okay.
Let me see if I can try something real quick. Walt,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me now?
That's good. That's perfect.
So it's something going on with you, my time, because all I did was mute you and it's not doing it. So yeah.
Okay.
So those are some of the technical difficulties we
Oh
had.
yeah, kind of
The
figure
little
out.
Q.
That's what the after show is
Look,
for. They got to figure it
yeah,
out.
that's how we figure it out. So
So how
he'll
does
work that out.
what does Doc do? What is he? What's his story?
You know, I'm thinking I don't know, because he's going to
Okay.
be on the show in a couple of weeks,
So there you go. I
and
don't
we'll,
want to know.
I like.
you know,
Yeah.
so he's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks, and
Okay.
we got a good lineup going. I'm already booked to April or through April.
So you got a my time and a mind time.
Yeah, it's my time, my TIME.
No, but you got the other blogger is
Mind Games.
Mind games.
Yeah,
Mind games. Mind games.
You got Mind Games and you got my time. Yeah,
My time.
but it's this is my experience.
Unmute him and see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. All right, you back?
How's it now?
A little. I can still, but it's okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It might be the phone, because you know sometimes our phones be acting a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah. So tell me, so you from the area?
Hey, I'm in Ellicott City, so I'm like maybe
Oh, man, okay.
from me.
Okay.
Ellicott City, moved from New York, born and raised in New York City.
We're in New York.
You tell me where you want to
So
be.
here's the funny part. Now I just had this conversation with somebody today. When I meet somebody who tells me they're from New York, I'm thinking they're upstate. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you're from Brooklyn, you're gonna say Brooklyn. If you're from Harlem, you're gonna say Harlem. If you're from Queens, you're gonna say Queens. If you're from, most people, if they from one of the five, they're gonna give me the borough.
Yeah.
But when people say I'm from New York, most of the time I'm thinking, okay, they upstate. So where are you?
Okay. I lived in 4 to 5 boroughs plus upstate.
There you go.
I was born in Queens.
So you literally are from New York.
I'm literally from New York. I'm born and raised in Queens.
Okay.
Moved to Manhattan. Lived in the Bronx for like 15 years. Moved back to Queens and moved upstate to Middletown, New York. Hour and a half from Manhattan.
Okay.
Retired from New York City Transit, driving the city bus.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you probably seen a lot of stuff.
So I got my whole history. My Big Jack, you don't got enough time to go on my whole history. So I'm
look, you're gonna be a guest on the show, so
I don't want to know your whole story because I want to see your story when I watch the show.
We're gonna find time to get on the show.
But I gotta ask you this: are you Giants or Jets, Mets or Yankees?
I bleed blue Giants.
There
I've
you
been
go.
bleeding blue for a long time. And with the Yankees.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yankees.
Okay.
And basketball, I'm sticking with the Knicks.
Yes.
Oh,
So
New York.
that's another thing I noticed about New Yorkers. I never heard, like, if somebody said, I'm a Giants Mets fan, I'm like, you're not from New York. Get out.
Something ain't adding up. Something ain't right.
Yeah,
some of that word, that story.
and the Giants, the Mets, and the Jets. Yeah, I've never seen it any different from that. My man. All right.
That's crazy, man. But it's good, man. I had a decent life, challenges growing up, family. Everybody got some challenges, but
absolutely.
Thank God I'm here, man. I could have been taken out maybe 3 or 4 times, but thank God I'm still.
Could have been the other way, huh?
Man, it could have been the other way 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
God spared my life. Check this out. Spared this hand right here.
Oh, wow.
If anybody, just real quick, anybody has been a commercial driver, one of the first things they tell you, when you driving with 2 hands, don't drive with 1 hand, because if something happened, that steering wheel can break your arm.
Break your arm. Yeah.
I ain't paid no attention to that.
Yeah.
I'm driving with 1 hand, chilling, thinking I'm the Mac, driving with 1 hand, sitting back like this. Next thing I know, pat, pat, pat. That steering wheel hit my hand 5 times. Every bone in this hand was crushed.
Yeah. Almost got mine with a pothole. Just driving the fire truck down K, hit a pothole, and it hit me, and it's just like, man, it hurt. It hurt. I would say I screamed like a girl, but women would be offended if I said that.
Listen, I ain't ashamed to admit it. I scream like anybody. I scream like a girl, a man. I don't know what I scream like.
Hey,
but
man.
my hand was the size of a basketball. They said if they don't get the swelling down, they have to cut it off.
Have to cut it off, yeah.
Wow. So look what I'm doing now. I can do everything with my hand.
I see.
So I got some stories that.
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. I'm still here.
My man.
That's it. Yeah.
So,
So we
look,
got
fellas,
a few bonds on here. But
I'm gonna get offline, man. I salute you guys, man. It's nice meeting you. Looking forward to meeting you brothers in person.
Brother Walt.
Doc.
You too,
And
sir.
I'll be tuned in to hear your story, Doc. So congratulations on that, man. So
Thank you, sir. Nice meeting you, Mr. Walt. Nice meeting you, Walt.
thank you, man. Please, man. Hey, man, you guys be safe, man. Big Jack, man. You recovered well, sir.
I appreciate it, my brother, and I thank you.
Still ain't seen you sweat or nothing, man. You just
I try not to.
yeah, you just got on there and started talking, man. But hey, I paid attention to my cue when you shouted me out. Said, hey, Walter Jernigan, you got the such and such, you can sign on there. And I said, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
I told everyone, I said, I got work to do.
Look, I saw your text, and when I saw your text, I said, let me tell you, come on up.
Come on in, my man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you guys take care, man. Okay.
I'll
Thanks,
be
man.
for
All
what
right,
you
fellas.
Yeah.
All righty.
All righty.
If I can figure out how to get all of it.
I got you out. I got you. All right. So we're still on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. My time, I think, I don't know. Now that it's not as bad, but you can still hear some feedback going on.
I don't know what's going on. Might just be.
I don't know. But look, I'm not gonna try to end this thing, but I'm way past my time too. And now my time got on. Like now y'all want to leave, but it's not personal. It's not
I
personal.
understand, man. Yo,
This
it's kind of
this
late.
2 hour show is now 3 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah. It's all right, though. It's all good.
I want to respect, and the thing is definitely part of it because I say because you're going to be coming on in a couple of weeks, my time. I don't want to spoil anything that's going to come up by chit chat. So I'm anticipating your time on the stage.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
I'm because of this, I'm going to end this.
Yes.
My time, I'm going to end it, and I'm going to thank you all for being there and hanging out with me. Q was a blessing. Talking with you, my brother. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna have to put a show together where we can just come together, just make it, and iron sharpening iron, but put the brothers on and actually have some real conversation. So
you tell me, bruh, and I'm available for you. You know that.
I got you. I appreciate both. And I see Rooted Bonds showed in. We're getting ready to break out Dill Dillon. How you doing? Hawk 757 nephew. Anytime you want to come on, you're good. My time is on the stage now. Rock PH, thank you for being in here. And Sharon Jackson, I know she left, Snapback left, and everybody else pretty much left. So go ahead, my time.
I said, thank you, man. Yo, I just wanted to be a part. Just wanted to be a part of some powerful things going on. And come here not this Saturday. Next Saturday, you're gonna see something so spectacular. No, it's this Saturday.
This Saturday. Oh yeah,
Big time. Big time. Showtime.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna have some fun. But thank you. I'm gonna break out of here. And but until next time, stay blessed and peace. I'll talk to you. Thank you.